Hello everyone and welcome to Prestige Encounters, the Dungeons and Dragons campaign with some of the most eligible bachelors. I'm Salkos, the Dungeon Master.
Me.
And before we get to the session tonight, we have a few announcements to get through. First and foremost, a lot of the music you'll be hearing is brought to you by Midnight Syndicate. Midnight Syndicate is a music production group creating goth, horror, and fantasy RPG music that you could be using at your tables at home. Go to midnightsyndicate.com for more information, but you can also find their music videos on YouTube, listen to the music on Spotify, or ask your Amazon Alexa device to play Midnight Syndicate. Right now, we also have a command in our chat, !syndicate for a direct link. We also have the Victor Brothers. The Victor Brothers create Celtic and fantasy RPG music, and they have their music on their YouTube channel, which you need to subscribe to, and on Spotify as well. Absolutely amazing production value in these two production groups, and we're so excited to have their music here on our campaign. We also have a lot of artists that put a lot of work into our community. Starving Artists is the first and foremost one who has created all of the character art that you see below our stream. Now reintroducing Kelwin down below. So absolutely amazing work, great value for what she charges for her commissions. We also have Slimy Rice, aka our very own Shada Copperstone, who has created the character design and line art for campaign 2, which we're imagining starting within the next couple months here. But you can find all of their commission info on our Discord when they open up and have commissions open. With that, we have a really great sponsor. So here to tell us about GlassesUSA.com is Tyler, aka Ember, aka Flint.
Yo, guys, you can get a crazy 65% off the hottest eyewear brands, GlassesUSA.com, by using our code. You can put it in the chat. I don't remember what the code is off the top of my head.
I think it's glasses.
It is the code. It's the command glasses, and it's exclusive 65.
Exclusive 65. Hence the 65. The crazy 65% off. Cool thing about GlassesUSA.com. I bought my glasses from GlassesUSA.com, and I love them. I've been given glasses through like the military and stuff, and they always like fall apart. They got like a 6-month shelf life maybe. These things, I've like stepped on them, I've fallen asleep on them. They are super durable. They're really nice. They got to me very quickly, and I have a pretty heavy prescription, so that's great. GlassesUSA.com is also like super eco-friendly. They have 100% sustainable eyeglasses and sunglasses. Nice. And every pair of glasses that you buy from them, they donate $5 to the Ocean Cleanup Foundation, which is like Mother Earth. You gotta love her, right? Save the Earth. They also have a pretty cool thing. If you don't know your prescription, but you know you need new glasses, they have a prescription scanning app. So you can scan your glasses with their app, and they'll tell you your prescription, which is super useful. And like, to get a new prescription, you have to go to the eye doctor and spend a whole bunch of money. You don't have to do that. You can just use their app and get your prescription. They also, for you gamers out there, they've got blue light. Yeah, you gamers, they got blue light filter, which is really useful. If you're staring at a monitor all day and you're trying to get to sleep, blue light has a tendency to keep you awake. So they've got MR8. Like the glasses are made out of MR8, which is a super durable material, but it also blocks out 95% of blue light, bad blue light, the stuff that'll keep you awake and ruin your eyes. So GlassesUSA.com, go check them out. Get 65% off.
Thank you.
I think you can get a pair of glasses for like $20.
Yeah. The blue light filter sounds good. Can you imagine? I'll just stay up until 3 in the morning on my phone. And I'll get a great night's sleep.
Watching TikToks. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tyler. We also have some really great new merch merch that we've re-released onto our merch store. And to tell us about that is our very own Elith, aka Chloe.
Yes. So hi, y'all.
we currently have our Pride merch out on our Redbubble right now. So I would highly recommend you go cop some of that in time for Pride Month, so you can represent. But it is important to remember that a portion of the profits will be going to the Trevor Project. And the Trevor Project basically helps LGBT youth with their living situation and overall just to help support them. So we want to support that, definitely.
Thank you so much, Ellis. Absolutely. So our Pride merch is once again back up onto the merch store that includes stuff representing people of all sorts of parts of the LGBTQIA plus community. Potion bottles that have colorings of the different pride flags, like non-binary, lesbian, gay, transgendered, along with our Lich Please Drag Queen shirt. It is a drag queen lich that has we named her Frisia Bones, I believe. So be sure to go check that out. That's all included within our charity. So, and order it within May so you can have it in time for June. COVID's crazy with some supply and delivery issues, so order it now. That's why we released it so early, so people can get it so soon. Thank you so much. I believe that is all for. Huzescu, you got something for us.
Yes, we have a lot of announcements today. So
many.
For those of you, so many great ones too. For those of you that have been paying attention, as we transition from campaign 1 to campaign 2, we're doing an entire total art rehaul of everything, and that is now extended to our emotes. So we have 4 new exclusive emotes for the channel to announce today. Are we gonna drop these in chat?
I just put them in.
Got them early.
Oh shit, look at them! They're so pretty!
They are awesome looking. We have a D20 for when we hit those great crits, and a critical fail and critical success for when we eventually hit those. We've got one from Mistra and Maya as well for those dog moments.
Yeah.
Because those happen.
She's an emote now. Come here. She's an emote. She's on camera. She's an emote. Anyway, thank you. Go ahead.
Immortalized in our Twitch channel now. There we go.
Absolutely.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, the natural 20 and the natural 1 emotes look amazing, and super excited. And those are for followers, so you do not have to be a subscriber of the channel in order to use those emotes. That is really great. Well, I think that is all the announcements today.
I have one more announcement before we start.
Yes.
My birthday is on the 17th. Woohoo! Birthday time. Thank you.
Do we get free loot or feats on birthdays?
Flint gonna make our birthday cake.
We'll see. We'll see if Elle survives until the 17th. So let's make it through the session first.
That's a challenge.
So go ahead and grab your drinks and grab your snacks as we welcome you to our table and we begin session 104 of Prestige Encounters. And welcome back, everyone. So where we last left off, the champions of Cataran had made their way back to Cataran and started questioning Lenore Valine and her motives to what to do with this overall story, and if she really had the best interest of the Empire in her mind. During this questioning, Alice started to hear these whispers and turned to see what looked to be her son Gary, telling her to come here, and she followed him to his cellar very easily, I might add, with Zark in tow, kind of following behind, until she realized that she had been trapped in a cellar by these slimes made of coagulated blood of dragons. Her and Zark almost died, but thankfully, due to her broom, she was able to tell the party that she was in trouble. The party rushed on to help her, and after defeating the slimes, they realized that there was another commotion going on back in the throne room, of which they went up to find Shadeila the Maw, the ancient green dragon follower of Veskar the Insatiable, had attacked, killing 2 of the clerics, the Runstane clerics, They watch as she ripped out Lenorvaline's heart and took the shadow shard that was used as a key to lock up Veskar the Insatiable. She escaped but left behind two possessed swords that nearly killed about 3-4 members of the party. And after defeating them, this is where we begin to pick back up our story, where you realize that a portion of the draconic forces have begun their attack on the Empire while simultaneously attacking Thorm and Ayash. You were all tasked with making it to the Shadowfell before the dragons, which should be there in about 2 days' time, while Katerin and its forces deal with the draconic threat in their army. Champions, what would you like to do?
Well, last I remember, Elth was busy with something.
Correct? Yeah, Elith. I forgot about Elith. I didn't forget about it, but she did do something. So Elith, while this planning and discussion of what to do next happened, she took herself to a room by herself within the keep of Katerin. She completed the ritual where she took the ashes from a pyre and put them within this vial that came from that contained the fire of the river Phlegathos. And this wispy white orb came out of Elith and went into the vial. And that is where we officially left off. So let's start with Elith. Elith, what would you like to do?
I would like to analyze what I'm feeling right now, because I feel like that might have felt like something.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. I mean, maybe I feel empty a little bit, you know? That's just what I'm thinking about.
Make an Arcana check and a medicine check.
And a medicine check?
Yeah.
Got you. Like a 16 for Arcana and a 5 for medicine. That's about right.
So you're kind of just examining yourself. You don't feel any different. Previously, your heart would be very, like, periodically, where it wouldn't beat like a normal heart. You get like 1 beat per minute. As you put your hand to your chest, there is no heartbeat.
Whoa, I got no heartbeat. I got no pulse. That's interesting. Am I dead? Oh my goodness.
You don't feel dead, but you don't feel alive either. And your skin isn't withered. You feel fine, just like something is missing. Like there is a hole within yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and return to the group and make sure I'm still real and like here, you know? I need that validation. And the bottle just has like the white in it, right?
As you look at the vial, it is actually glowing with a faint green pulse. And as you kind of put your ear up to it, you hear a faint heartbeat.
So, my heart's in the bottle? Ah. Okay. That's very interesting. That was not what I expected to happen. Cool. I'm gonna keep it on me, keep it safe for now. But again, I'd like to return to the group.
Okay. As I was saying, I'm more than happy to give you all supplies. I can give what we can spare. However, we must keep many of our health potions for our forces here, for we do not want to lose the city.
Of course, you need to preserve what you can. We'll need equipment to take on something that may well resist our current weaponry. I'll need something a little bit more powerful, more potent than this, and I'll hold up the heavy crossbow. Do you have any magical supplies that you might be able to provide? Something, perhaps a ranged weapon? Or 2.
I believe we may have something that has been in the stores in the armory for such an occasion. What else do you require?
You have a more magical frying pan than this one?
Not a frying pan, but I may be able to find you some sort of warhammer or axe.
Do you have a prosthetic hand?
I'm sure once Mysterious finished reviving Lenora, she can see what she can do about your hand.
Have a request. If we're gonna go to the Shadowfell, we need some extra supplies, like some extra good healing potions, because we almost got wiped.
Yeah, we'll need
What's that mean?
something.
So enchanted weapons, healing potions, anything else that you require.
And
mean,
for spellcasters?
Would you all happen to have a better shield than this?
I may.
Oh,
And-
I actually need to take a look to see if Ember needs anything.
Is that
Sorry.
you?
Do you have anything maybe a spellcaster could use? Magically inclined?
Allow me to take a look. So he's gonna go off and he's gonna start talking to guards, and you all are left in the room pretty much by yourself for the time being as the bells continue to ring for the city warning of
Which
the
room is
oncoming
it?
army. This is the Great Hall.
Sorry. Okay. I'll turn to Eleth. Just, are you all right? What happened?
I think
went through it,
I think
right?
I'm alright. Not it was I can tell you on the way. It wasn't violent. It was just odd. But feel this. I'm gonna reach out my wrist and allow him to like feel my pulse.
Okay.
Feel that.
I don't feel anything. I don't feel
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah. There's nothing there. It's weird. I'm not too sure what it means, but
Do you feel woozy?
I don't know if you're in this conversation. He's asked you.
Ah,
No, that usually means
As you says that, Ember's like, yeah, I feel a little woozy. Thank you for asking.
Oh my gosh, I'm out of breath. Oh. Hello everyone. I see that the lizard people haven't eaten your faces yet. That's good to know. Oh,
not yet.
Was it Dudley?
yes.
Almost
yes.
though. Not for lack of trying.
Professor, she's back.
I teleported right outside the gate. I am out of shape. I ran about 100 feet here, and I need a moment. She's gonna sit down.
Shadow will crouch next to her, and so your familiar told us that you had some information you had to give us.
Yes. There is a lot of information, but more importantly, I've come to give you this. And from her her pouch along her waist, she pulls out this very elaborate looking item. It is a rod with on both sides there is a face with wings coming from it. And it is very nice, covered in jewels, gold, and platinum. I found
What
this.
would this be?
This is an ancient and powerful magic item. Hold on. She's gonna reach and like from one of the ruined tables, find a half-empty goblet and just like down whatever's left in it. Oh, they have terrible wine here. Oh. This is known as it's a holy item, very ancient god that I did not have enough time to transcribe the runes for, but essentially it revives people. It makes them come back to life.
We could use that. Yeah.
I figured as
Yeah.
much. It's
Is there a time limit on that, or anything we need to observe?
I don't have that much. I know that someone of a holy background has to be the one to use it, but it only can do the lesser resurrection.
I believe our cleric here is rubbing his hands together mischievously. I think he wants.
I could use that item.
This is known as a Rod of Resurrection. This item has 5 charges, and you can use an action to cast either Heal, which uses 1 charge, or Resurrection, which expends 5 of its charges, and it regains 1 charge daily at dawn. But if it's reduced to 0 charges, the next dawn you roll a d20. If you get a 1, the rod disintegrates.
Okay.
So that's heal, as in the instant 70 hit points.
Yeah.
Heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good. All right. I can use
I
this.
have a real quick out of character question for the party. Do we have 1,500 gold worth of rubies that we can powderize?
I'm sure we do somewhere in the chest of gems because it is worth quite a bit.
Specifically of rubies, though.
Yeah, specifically ruby.
That's a DM question for sure.
I'm gonna say yes.
You
Maybe
used
we
up all of your rubies.
I thought
When
we
you
gave
were in-
one
Oh, you just, like,
ruby.
One big
We-
fat one.
When you
Yeah,
were
we
in
gave-
Hades, he casts his forbidden
Oh,
forbidden
yeah, that's right.
several times, and I said that you used up all your rubies.
Oh,
We did give up
No,
that really
I
big
remember
one
that.
to the in Gehenna, but that was your last one.
Mm-hmm.
I need rubies.
We could go somewhere, like a blacksmith.
Jeweler?
That jeweler. I was thinking of consulting with Elvira, and we could get a message out to him to see if they could spare any resources. He's a wizard of some repute. Probably has some things in his storage area. Maybe he could spare something.
He is a hell of a wizard, I agree.
There's another thing I need to mention.
Yeah, yes, Professor Dudley. What else do you have for us?
There was a small issue with, we saw this fleet of ships rise out of the ocean, and it was heading to the south when we made our departure. I don't know what that means, but the ships look like they should not be seaworthy. I do not. It was very concerning.
To the south, you say.
Go
which
ships!
What direction were they going to?
They rose up right past the isle, and they were heading south, near the ancient dwarven lands. They
Towards
didn't seem
Iosh?
interested in us. All I know is that they were going around the peninsula. I don't know from where, because we continue our journey here to the northwest.
It's pronounced Venezuela.
Right. That's something else to worry about.
I'm not sure it's quite our problem.
Not at the moment. We do have more pressing matters. We have to decide if this is something we want to do. Go into the Shadowfell, kill Veskar before the dragons can get to him.
I'm sorry, real quick. What did those ships look like?
They
Were
they look like ships of different ages. They had warped and green and rotten wood. Their sails were tattered. They had an overall chill about them, and the fog seemed to follow them as they sailed.
Those
Undead.
ships.
Sailing. Nasty business.
did it feel deathly to look at them?
I was
Does that make
scared.
sense? I don't have a good feeling about that. That's suspicious. Those both sound
I
weird
was
to me,
able to
but
find a few items of interest for you all.
Oh,
We can spare 10 superior potions of healing. It is using up all the stores of superior potions, but or a vast majority of them, but I believe that your journey may be a little bit more important.
That is very generous of you. Thank you very much.
extremely. That's one each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then Hugh should take an extra. What do you think, everyone?
Flint won't take one again.
Okay,
So 2 people can have extras.
okay. Hugh has an extra, and then anyone else? Shada,
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, Shada could do it.
yeah.
I was gonna say Ember could take one because he doesn't normally get damaged all that much, but it might be better for Shada if he has to get in close.
Ember's taking
You know
one
somebody.
anyway.
Oh, I was saying like
taking
another
one.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
another one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's between you and Shada. Yeah, but let's.
Shada's got it.
Wonderful. Thank you for this. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
He also has a +2 heavy crossbow for Jack.
Oh my god.
And
Oh boy.
a +2 shield.
Oh boy.
Oh,
All right.
man.
And Husescu,
Yes.
these were the jewels of my family. They try not to use them if you don't have to. But he's gonna hand you a bag that has a bunch of jewelry in it that is all inlaid with diamonds.
Ooh.
You roughly have 6,000 GP worth of diamonds.
Oh wow.
Yes.
This is very generous. I'm just letting you know now. If I happen to use any of these will save lives. Rest assured.
Quick side note, I don't remember specifically what happened. The bird archmage guy, where is he at now? Did he die?
He was not in this room. He was taken away when you started questioning Lenore.
What was his name?
Agronal.
Archmage. Agronal.
Agronal.
Would it be
College of Magic. Oof.
yeah, would it be possible for us to speak with Archmage Agronal?
He has been returned to the dungeons, but I don't see an issue with it.
Put that on our shopping list.
Okay. While we're here, I'd just like to present to him the older heavy crossbow that I have. It's served me very well. It's still in perfectly good condition. I'd be very happy to donate it to the armory. I'm sure you could use it here.
We'll make good use of it.
I could do the same with my shield.
Now, I fear I must go to my generals. He's gonna take the shield, but don't delay. Spend as little time here as you can, and we'll fend off the forces as long as we can.
Yeah.
And he's gonna leave.
Okay.
Is it just
Ian, would you consider this a short rest?
Yeah, so you can consider that a short rest. It's just you and Professor Dudley.
cool? I'm gonna roll some hit dice and then I have some things to discuss, but I'm gonna do hit dice first real quick.
I do not like the tropic regions. A lot of mosquitoes. Plants tried to eat me. It's not my thing.
Sounds horrible.
It was terrifying.
It sounds like you found some interesting things.
There's a lot in that temple. I found very old and ancient writing that referenced a light of the world. I haven't been able to decipher it completely yet, It's no language I've seen.
Light of the world. Does that sound familiar to everyone? Anyone?
Does that sound familiar to me as
No.
Ember?
Even with a history
We
check,
happen to have an expert on reading indecipherable languages right here, and I'll gesture to Eleth.
I can take a look. See if it sparks memory. Yeah.
Yeah, Alice. So as you look at the pages that she's kind of like put up against the wall and did a charcoal rub print from it, it's really strange. You're looking at it, but then the words seem to move right as it starts to become clear to you what they say. The words shift, and you can't make out what it says.
It's like it has a mind of its own. The words are adjusting. It's really weird. I can't read. It's moving. It's really interesting. How would you still a word? How would you calm paper? That doesn't make any sense.
I believe it has some sort of mass enchantment on it itself that prevents it from being easily read.
They scrambled it? They scrambled their papers? That's
I'm calling
crazy.
it a cipher.
That's a nice word. Very good.
Do you have experience on deciphering encrypted paperwork or writing?
Oh, I've gotten a lot of stuff deciphered before within the little newspapers and the words going around, and the true stories are there for those who know how to read them. Just don't know where to look. Did you know that gnomes have an underground bakery?
Yes.
Whoa.
That's not even the best part. They put serum in the tarts that they make that make people more complacent and stop rebellions.
Professor, I'm so sorry to interrupt this insightful conversation. But
We were talking about food. Flint was so excited. Sorry. Go ahead.
are you gonna hold on to those papers? Or do you mind if I try to look at them?
I'll update you if I come across anything.
Alright. I think
Thank you
we
so
should
much.
I hate to add to your load, Professor, but it just strikes me that you might be the right person to have a look at this. And I'll reach into my bag and I'll pull out the sealed tube that we discovered in that derelict ship back on the planet Water. The one that contains a letter with encrypted coordinates in it. So we found this in a shipwreck in the planet Water, shortly before we encountered a kraken. We have a feeling the ship itself was pulled into that realm by that kraken. Now, I can't make heads or tails of what's inside it. It's encrypted, but I wonder now, given your knowledge decoding these things, perhaps you could have a go. For all we know, it might even have pertinence to what you're already working on.
It's possible. I can take a look at it as well.
Thank you.
She'll take the bottle.
I will check that side quest out.
Anyway, I will be going. Best of luck to all of you.
Professor Dudley. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. You can find me at your tavern if you need me. Goodbye. And she's gonna.
It should be safe enough.
She's gonna run 5 feet and then put her hand up against the Great Hall's door frame. Whew, I'm really out of shape. She'll just keep running.
It's a push, not a pull. All right. Well,
So, How's everybody doing?
I'm so bad.
His
Can't do it.
shield seems really sturdy, but yeah, I'm pretty hurt as well.
Oh. We could think about going to the Shadowfell sooner rather than later.
And we can rest when we get there.
It's true.
Mhm.
But the big question is, do we need any? How well prepared do we feel? Do we have everything we need?
I think the more time we have in the Shadowfell is probably better for us, because every second we waste here is not going to be as stretched out as it would be there. I think we should head there immediately.
What were you going to say, Ember?
I also think we should head there as soon as physically possible, but there is a thing that I need. I need a ruby, or a set of rubies worth 1,500 gold for a ritual.
Well, we have the money.
If we're going to go shopping, there is something I've been needing for a particular spell I've been looking at. I need a reliquary.
We should
Didn't
also
City?
Hmm?
Didn't they evacuate the city?
Those who wanted to
They
leave were
did.
able to.
Okay, so there might still be people, but I don't know, the jewelers might be empty if you want to take a look. That's all I'm trying to say.
also to get there the quickest way possible. We need to try and find a tuning fork. This is a DM question. At some point, you mentioned that there was a way to tune a tuning fork to a specific plane if you had material from that plane, correct?
It would typically be something that has a strong tie to the plane. For example, you got the tooth of the World Devourer that had a strong tie to the astral plane, because whatever they devoured went into the astral sea.
Right.
You had the body part from the Kraken, I believe, that took you to it was attuned to the water plane of water, because that was a creature strongly attuned to that. The other one is a rod of silver that was strongly attuned to the plane of the material plane. So you've been able to get there. Oh, sorry, it wasn't.
Right.
It was the trident that was strongly attuned to the plane of water, because it has Hydra on it, which is a
Right.
elemental. So
Mhm.
you might be
In our
able to
case-
make something. It's not a with enchantments. It's not a quick process.
Sure.
If I'm not wrong, I could be completely wrong, but I could have sworn I heard something mentioned about Jack's packed weapon.
My scythe,
Yeah.
forged from metal that was mined from the Shadowfell.
Right. It is
Did you
also
know?
attuned to the Shadowfell.
Okay, so we can use that as a. Okay, cool.
And that's made of Stygian iron, right?
Correct.
That's right.
Yep.
I see.
Okay. For good measure, we might as well go pick up the tooth that Kelwin's dad is working on. That's attuned to the astral plane.
All right.
We don't need it right now, but we might as well get it since we're here.
We'll need a way out for sure. Well, I
Alright.
suppose we still have that tuning fork that got us here.
Definitely do need to make one last stop at the Flint and Steel before we leave, so that sounds like a good plan.
Same.
Stop
I
by a
need
church.
to stock up on all this food, on all our food.
All right, let's go together then. Flint and Steel. We'll start there, and then we'll go from there to the jewelers. Those of us who need to, and then the rest of us can check in there. All right. Sounds like a plan.
So you travel, and people are starting to like scramble and start to shutter their windows, lock their doors as you travel from the keep to the Flint and Steel. But quite easily enough, you get there, as they are also bordering up the windows and making sure it's secure.
As we're traveling, as long as nobody is like. Actually, can I make a perception check to see if anybody is like following us or listening to us?
To make a perception check.
Cool. Plus 0. Okay, 17.
No one seems to be following you.
I have a quick question for all of you.
What's that?
If I was to magically create another version of one of us to help us in this fight, which one of us would be the most useful for a fight against dragons?
Does it replicate our equipment?
No, it comes in fresh as a newborn baby.
Oh,
Any restrictions on spellcasting?
It can use spell slots once and cannot regain spell slots. It also has half the normal hit points, but it is alike in personality. It's alike in build, stature, abilities. You can cast all the same spells if you are a spellcaster.
I guess I'd say Ember yourself might be a good worthy candidate for this. Otherwise, Flint, another one of Flint around would be contribute quite a lot.
I agree.
Or else Sam, given that he's perfectly functional with that equipment. Sorry, I left that. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was curious. Do cantrips, do they get to use those as much as they'd like as well?
Yes, they can use as many cantrips as they would like.
6 Eldritch Blasts.
That would be good for Alan. I'm not sure if it would be that good for Flint because it doesn't replicate equipment unless we have a few spare really good magic items for him laying around.
And the health is halved. That's important to know.
But Flint, you have a lot of you can absorb a lot of damage.
He would.
Quick question about that. So, Flint, do you use equipment? Not really, just frying pan and boots. That's about it. So, what extra equipment do we need? We can just give them a frying pan and boots and be on the way. Although, it does come in with half the hit points and it can't be healed.
Oh, it can't be healed.
No, it can't be healed.
Well,
So it'd be
Flint's pretty tough to begin with. Even at half of him. Even at half his capability, he'd still be formidable.
Thank you!
Flint sounds like a pretty good candidate. We just need an extra frying pan. Flint, do you have some extra frying pans laying around?
Not any like this. This one's special. Like, normally some things are like, oh no, like, I'm resistant to bludgeoning damage. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. So, some things are, like, really tough, and you hit them with a normal frying pan, and they just kind of shrug it off. With this frying pan, if you hit them, they are like, ow! So, I don't have an extra special frying pan. Also, this can be fire if it wants to, like, and you watch as it just starts glowing red along the bottom. So it is pretty cool. I don't have another one of these.
I think, does anybody have a spare magical weapon we could maybe give our Flint clone if need be when that happens?
Even if we just have a regular weapon, I can enchant something for a limited time.
Oh, check here at the Flint and
nice.
Steel. There might be a few things. I wonder if they've forged anything since we've been gone.
There should definitely be at least something in the forge.
Honestly, I was thinking a second Shada might be useful because Shada does have that very useful dragon slaying sword, but also
get our equipment though.
But also Shada has a very useful daylight sword.
Oh, using both of them together at the same time. Interesting choice.
But then you'd have a non-armored Shada.
I mean, we can armor him very quickly.
I have spare armor. My old breastplate should suffice.
Well,
and also, I'm fairly sure Shada can attack more than anybody.
It's true.
Faster. and stronger
Sure, that's-
than most people.
He's brought down many a huge beast. But how long does this copy last?
Until it dies.
Oh, for years potentially.
Correct, yes.
Does it age?
It will age at the same rate that we all age.
Does it want
Interesting.
things? Does it feel things?
It will want and feel the same things that Shadow wants and feels, or I want and feel, or you want and feel.
Is there a risk it would turn against us?
No. There's no risk it will turn against us. It will always obey commands, and if it has no command to obey, it will assume the personality of whoever is copied.
Now look at Shadow. I think it's up to you if you want to give permission for that.
I definitely do see its use. Even at risk of potentially losing the Sunblade if it does die.
If it dies, you
Bad
just
place.
get the sun.
Do I just
Pick
get
it
it
up.
back? Or
I mean, you go pick up the sun. So I need to make
Unless
this
it
out of.
gets eaten.
I need to make this out of ice.
ice?
We need to sculpt it into the shape of the person that we are
Ice?
recreating. Ice or
Where are you gonna get
snow.
ice?
Ice
Where-
or
where?
snow.
We're in the tropics. This is the equator right here. The mountains are miles from here.
Yes, but if we can teleport to the plane of... Huzescu, you can teleport us to the plane of shadows. If you do that before we go, I can teleport us to the... Does this world have poles?
There is a ice region to the north, but that land is uncharted. There was one expedition that tried to go there, sponsored by the Copperstones a few years ago, but they did not return.
Tell you what,
I can teleport us to the top of a mountain and grab some snow and go.
We have heard of rumblings of things happening, people heading to the ruins of Zalrin, haven't we? Or the Zalrinian Mountains? We could use this opportunity to have a look at what's going on there.
It would be a very quick peek.
Yes.
We just need to get there, grab the snow, and then leave.
I highly recommend we don't stop by and just take a peek at the ruins.
I agree.
Because I have some info on who's there, and you've got some pretty crazy powerful, not right in the head spellcasters who will want to eliminate us. So.
Okay, so not in the ruins.
Okay.
But there's plenty of mountains that have snow on top, or we could go to the Uncharted Lands, or wherever, really. We just need to pick up some ice and snow, and then go to the Shadowfell where time runs slower, cast the ritual, and create whoever it is that we want to create. I say we do an anonymous poll and see who we create. I don't want any tensions. Oh, you didn't make another one of me, you didn't make another one of him. Everybody write down a name, put it in a bag. We count tallies.
I personally have no feeling on this, and I'm happy not to be duplicated myself.
That's fair.
Yeah, I put all of my magic into my equipment, so another me wouldn't be very helpful without it.
I think we could come to a consensus. It sounds like we are all fairly well in agreement here, that either Shada or Flint would be good candidates here. I think Shada seems like a good idea if we can find some armor for him.
Frankly, it seems like Flint would be a good option if we need to suck up a lot of damage, and Shadow for if we need a lot of attacks done in a short amount of time. That might be based on the situation.
I have a feeling that we're going to be sucking up a lot of damage and doing a lot of attacks.
Hard choice.
I think both of them are worthwhile, but also Huzescu might be a good candidate.
Possibly. I can
Think
do a lot
about-
of healing.
Yeah.
Think about the amount of healing that a second Huzescu could do. Imagine 2 Huzescus in their midnight sanctuary, flying side by side, doling out healing while we fight
True.
dragons.
That's
That does
true.
sound nice.
Even though we can't heal the duplicate, the duplicate can't heal us with spells.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
And
otherwise,
yeah.
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Oh. Otherwise, Hizeski's the only one that can use that staff he just got, right? So if I'm guessing this duplicate would be able to do that too if something bad happened to Hizescu, which I hope it doesn't. Of course.
Something bad. Oh, hold on. Something bad did happen to Huzescu, and we were very panicked about it. If you guys remember, because nobody can heal.
Hmm.
If we had a second Huzescu,
I know a basic level revivification spell, but I don't have any diamonds.
I've got some diamonds. I've got plenty. I can.
we have
know.
6,000 gold worth
We
of
have
diamonds.
8,000 because I had some beforehand.
Obviously, I'm not a skilled healer or anything, but I can be an emergency backup.
All right.
In a
Well,
pinch,
we
it'll be
can-
very useful though. I'm gonna hand
we can-
Kelwyn 1,200 gold pieces worth in diamonds.
Okay.
Maybe we could think about who we're going to copy as we go. In the meantime, let's maybe think about what we still need to do in town. I'll look at Shada. You still need a ranged weapon of some kind, especially if we face another dragon that's flying. You don't have any way of getting to them if they're not on the ground.
Hey, Shada, would you like my boots?
Boots, what do they do again?
You see Flint just jump 60 feet straight in the air.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. What? me
Wait
think.
for him to land.
that's gonna hurt when he lands.
Small impact crater.
Should we catch him? Like,
I definitely do see those being useful. Might be a little bit hard to get on at first, but I assume they'll accommodate.
They resize. So when I got them, they came off a guy who had feet like this big, and I was like, "Oh, those are some cool boots." And I put them on, and they went. Whoop.
Yeah, in that case,
They basically.
they accommodate to feet this shape.
I think he should be fine.
But yeah, I could see that being very useful if you're willing to give them up like that.
Yeah, I mean, we need to kill dragons, and I can fly now, apparently. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe when we get back to the flint and steel, I'll take them off, and you can try them on and see how they fit.
All right, yeah.
I have a question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
As we are walking, I mean, is there anyone that's out of place? You know what I mean? Is there anyone that's maybe like where they shouldn't be or alone?
So Ember
Or-
did a perception check earlier and he didn't see anything, and that was a 17.
But not even like someone stalking us. I'm talking about any kind of civilian that's not in their house. No one's out.
Make a perception check.
Oh gosh. I hope I get better than a 17. Let's see here. And you said perception?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, an 8.
An 8?
An 18.
18. Look around, there are definitely civilians outside. No one that doesn't seem like they don't belong here necessarily, but there are definitely people out kind of running different places in a hurry.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for anyone that looks a little like out of place, because if someone falls out of line, I might need a soul in the cage, you know? So I gotta keep an eye out.
Okay. All right, so you all at this point make your way back to the Flint and Steel.
How's it looking there?
Boarding up the windows, calling out commands. 8, you watch as a halfling runs out the door with a tankard half full of ale.
Mm-hmm.
Their hand over the top of their drink as to not spill it.
Savor that.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. Don't know when you'll find supplies next. Speaking of which, we should probably load up on rations, everyone.
Yeah, I think Flint's very keen on doing that.
Okay. DM, is the glass cabinets and all that displaying any of the weaponry that they might have been selling? Are they all empty? Have they not had any time to make anything, or are there any like weapons crafted? Mainly, I'm just looking to see if there are any like bows or something that we can give Shada.
I mean, there's seems to not be any magical weapons available, because those were supplied by the Jadetite clan.
Yeah.
But there are definitely, bows, swords, crossbows.
What about grappling hooks?
You could find a few of those, yeah.
Throw a grappling hook on a dragon and you're fucking set.
Oh, I'll grab a grappling hook for sure. Can't believe I don't have one at the moment.
That might be useful if I can grab one.
Yeah.
Can I look around for the magic eye I left?
Yeah. So
And
the 3 dwarves do have it.
Claw. And I left the hippogriff claw to turn into a dagger as well. I'll just ask him about whether you said they have it, like they're there.
Yeah. I mean, they're there at the forge, but I think Shot actually had the eye.
Yes.
I think Shada also has the eye.
That's right. I think I just gave the claw to the dwarves.
I do believe so.
Well, first I'll check with them, and I don't expect you had a chance to maybe work on that. I know there's a lot of craziness going on.
Oh no, we had time. Well, go over and from like a cabinet, they'll open it up and they'll pull out this dagger. This dagger. Its blade is black, but it looks kind of like not obsidian, but it's basically a dagger made of like this very thin but sharp keratin, which is what nails are made of in by extinct claws. It's a little bit flexible, but it's very sharp. Like it's just barely glided across their skin, and it just like cuts it a little bit. It'd be nice for a shave, but
Wrist blade.
It is a +1 dagger.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for working on that, guys. I want to go find Shada and Jack then.
So I had to run to the bathroom. We're at the Flint and Steel now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Grabbing supplies and whatnot. Shada, do you have that magic eye that I was working on for Jack?
Yeah. Shadow will reach into his bag and pull out the eye wrapped in a cloth.
I don't suppose you worked on it. I didn't exactly leave you any notes about what I was doing.
Sadly I couldn't. We had a lot of stuff on our hands. I would have loved to, but
yeah, no, I get that.
the only project I worked on was Jack's scythe, which was not
it was more than enough. It was.
Well, I don't know if it even matters at this point, Jack, but I still want to finish that eye for you, and you maybe didn't have, and you didn't have that hippogriff very long, but this dagger may be more of a keepsake than anything actually useful. But this is for you.
Oh, that's so kind of you. This was made from her claws, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
it may have been my idea, but I didn't really work on it myself. That was the dwarves.
Oh, still, I also appreciate the thought. Things have moved so fast, I barely had time to really grieve. Not that we spent much time together. This is
Yeah.
very much appreciated.
There's been a
It's
lot
good.
going on, for sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm festooned with weaponry, and I've got like 2 regular daggers strapped to my chest. I've got guffs on one side. I've got a +1 rapier in the other. I've got a +2 heavy crossbow slung on my back.
You know those ridiculous movie scenes where they're like, you
Pull out all
guys
the
need to give
weapons.
up your weapons, and they just pull out 1,000,000 weapons, and they're like, all of your weapons, and they get.
It's like
Yeah.
TNT out of my boot.
I don't know if you ever played the Lego Lord of the Rings, but like during when they get to Rohan, they like unload a ton of like so there's like a 5-minute cutscene. But at this point, Eula does enter the room. She goes, "Oh, you're back. I have some troubling news.
Yeah,
We can't find Melanai anywhere."
Melanite.
The gem dragon.
The alien, dragon.
When did you last see her?
Well, after she told you it was time to go to the keep, she walked you there and she never came back.
Have you tried messaging her?
Didn't Melanai message me in my head saying it might not be the smartest thing to go into a zone of truth when you're carrying a super evil book?
Yeah, Melanai is no longer there. Because the last thing Eula knows, she walked you through the keep and she has not returned. And you guys haven't seen her either. I can't message her. I've tried.
Oh, that's really odd.
No,
That's
her. She has a
funny.
tendency to show up in times when we need her most. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's all right.
So it sounds like she's somewhere really far away, or maybe, hopefully not captured.
Hopefully not. I'm
Imagine if
sorry.
we had it.
Eula, where's Loomis gone? And I believe he had something to talk with me about.
He's in his room.
Yeah, I'll be back down soon enough. Shadow's gonna go walk up the stairs to Lumiscon's room.
So you approach Lumiscon's door and it is closed. There is a flicker of a candlelight underneath the frame.
I will knock on the door.
Come in.
Alright, Shadow will slowly open the door. Lumiscon, Uzescu told me you had something to talk to me about.
You have a lot going on right now. I don't want to trouble you.
Believe me, you're worth the trouble. You mean a lot to me, Lumiscon. If there's something going on, I need to know.
Oh, pull up a seat. He's currently in bed. The cover is like halfway across him. He kind of like adjusts himself to sit up against his bed frame. I don't know how else to say this, Lord Copperstone, so I'm going to say it politely. I am dying.
You're dying? How did this happen?
During my time in the asylum, they put me under the effect of so many different chemicals and hallucinogens. I often didn't know what was going on. But they implanted something in me, and it's currently working its way to take over my body.
Upon hearing this, Shadow's going to use Divine Sense to see if he can pick anything up from his body.
Divine Sense shows you what?
You know, I sense evil and good, but I also sense, you know, Fae, Fiends, Celestials, and Elementals, if I'm not wrong. Let me just double check on that.
I don't think you get elementals, but you get undead.
And undead, that's right. I was thinking of commune with nature.
And what's the radius on that?
60 feet.
30
60 feet,
yeah.
provided it's not under. Yeah, provided they're not behind full cover.
In the immediate room, nothing of great evil or great good. Nothing Fae, Fiend, or undead.
Or celestial.
Or celestial. I've already been to the clerics, and it's not a disease or normal affliction that can be cured through their holy magics.
I wish I brought you back sooner.
Lord Copperstone, I don't mean to put such a burden on you, but I may need you to end my life before it happens.
It's a hard task.
I know.
But there's no other way to help you recover, then I'm willing to help you go out on your own terms. I assume you've talked to everybody you needed to talk to?
That I need to. Except Nisa. He's gonna get a letter from his desk drawer. This is for her.
You want me to deliver it?
Please.
Where might she be?
I imagine down in the bar.
Yep, slipped my mind. Well, you want me to do this now? Deliver the letter, that is?
Take care of your issues first. I'll be here.
Alright. Loomis got. I don't know, it's a lot to take in. I didn't realize it was this bad. But I'll do as you wish. You've done so much for me throughout my life, I couldn't not do a favor or two for you.
Thank you.
Shadow lean over and give Lumiscan a hug. And make his way out.
Okay.
Suppose downstairs we're talking about just quick shopping plans because I know that we have to go and buy some things. Zark's gonna nip out and go to the Fletcher and buy some arrows and crossbow bolts.
Okay.
So he's gonna spend what he has to get just a whole lot of arrows and bolts.
Yeah, I'll say that you can refill both the quivers and get an extra set of each for, we'll say 3 silver. They're not expensive.
3 silver? Okay, he's gonna pay a little bit more for 60 arrows total and 60 crossbow bolts.
Right, so we'll say 1 gold.
Awesome. Oh boy, money well spent.
Flint is going to start gathering up about 3 weeks worth of rations for the entire party. And he's going to condense it down into the smallest size he can and start packing that up and
Okay.
yeah, stuff that won't spoil within 3 weeks, like salted pork and preserved goods and pickled things and yeah.
Okay.
Huzeski is going to go to the gem chest and he's going to take roughly 1,000 gold, 1,000 GP worth of gems. He's gonna stuff that into his backpack.
Okay.
Ember has a shopping list that he has to go out for, so I don't know if we're just going out and doing things.
We'll just go out and we'll just do the shopping and as like, what is there anything that you want to go out and buy? So what is Ember trying to buy? I'll tell you how much it is.
Okay, well, I can tell you how much it is. So he wants 1,500 gold worth of incense.
Okay.
1,500 gold worth of rubies. 1 ruby if he can, multiple rubies if he can't.
Okay.
And then there was one other thing, and I can't find it. Hold on, give me a second.
So far, I will say that you're at 4,000 gold, since you're kind of in a war zone.
Yeah, that's fair. No, don't need that. Ivory strips. I need about 500 gold worth of ivory strips.
How much? 500?
About 500, yeah.
So 600.
Okay.
So 4,600.
Cool. So I think Ember's got some of that, but I'm gonna have to steal from the party funds for. Yeah, okay. I can cover about 1,000 of that as Ember. Can I take the other 3,500 from party funds?
I believe Elif has the totals for party funds.
The party funds are also in the Google Doc. So most of our funds are going to be. How much did you say you needed? 3,500.
Yes, please.
Okay, let me see here. Go ahead and take it. I'll take it out of the bag of holding.
Dope. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else preparation wise?
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
I've just bought another 10 crossbow bolts. I'd like to sell off, if I may, pawn off some of these vials of acid that I've been carrying around.
Okay.
They have a going value of 250 gold pieces each. What do you think I'd be able to get for them each?
I will say you can get 300 gold each because they're going to be sold to the armory
Nice.
for the fight.
Okay, cool. So I will sell them directly to the armory. Cool, for 300 each.
Supply and demand. And demand is high.
Wow. Well, they can take 10 of them then, and I'll take 3,000 gold.
No.
Does that work? Okay, cool. I'll take it in platinum if you don't mind.
No, that's fine.
Cool. And then I'm going to turn around and give Elif 300 platinum to add to the bag of holding.
Will do. Thank you.
No problem. There we go. Made service all well. I will also, in addition, DM, if you don't mind, just give the 2 daggers that I have to the armory. I don't have to sell them. I'm just donating them. I have just 2 regular daggers.
I'm sorry, what was that last part? I was looking at the.
Sure. I'm giving them. I'm giving the armory 2 regular daggers that I have. They're in perfectly nice condition. They're just regular daggers. I'm just donating them to the armory.
Okay.
Donate them. And yeah, I think with that, I'm good.
Okay.
Yuzeski is going to need to visit a church.
Yeah, easy enough. So the temple options in Cataran are. This is in my DM binder.
Yay, DM binder.
Campaign 2 DM binder. That's not it.
Ooh, you'll have to come back for that one.
Maybe next time on Dragon Ball Z. All right. All right, so in Catarant, you have it's called the Divine Pillar Square, which you all have been to before. You have the House of Justice, which is a temple dedicated to Torm, the god of justice. You have the Platinum Temple, which is dedicated to Bahamut. The Rose Garden, which is dedicated to Shanti. Then you also have the Tranquil House, which is dedicated to Eldath. Guardian's Rest, which is where all of the paladins train. It's dedicated to Helm. And then the Mausoleum, which has 2 floors, Kelemvor and Lathander.
Okay, so of these 4, which one seems to be doing the best for itself? Like, which one seems to be the most popular and probably has the best budget?
Yeah, so
things?
Either the House of Justice, which is like the main patriarch of this god ring that they have within the Empire, would be it. It is the central building at the head of the square, so it's the most important one. It's a white stone Greek pantheon style building with 2 braziers on both sides of the steps with white flames. With golden flames. And there is like this faint blue aura along the door frame. Kind of looks like a portal, but not quite. And as you approach, there is a white metaled armored paladin, human, male. Looks just. If you cross this threshold with anything but good intentions, you will be burned to dust.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna cross the threshold.
For a moment, it's like walking through fire, but you don't burn.
Neat. All right. I'm going to find the nearest important religious person around me. Maybe like a priest.
Yeah, so there's a number of armored knights with, holy symbols upon their shields or on their armor. But there is a priest, an elderly woman, long white hair. She is a gnome, but very stern and face with wrinkles from just this rusting bitch face is the best way I can describe it. Very serious. And she looks up and she has like these 2 massive thick gold hoops and another piercing that runs from her ear to her nose as well. Yes, what can I do for you?
Hello, I am in need of a reliquary for today.
I'm sorry, but you're missing your manners, young man. Start over.
Hello, ma'am.
That's better.
If it's not too much to ask, I'd like to obtain a reliquary for my travels. I'm going to be fighting very powerful opponents, and I'm going to need a very powerful holy focus.
I see. And what's the purpose of your fight?
Saving our world from dragon lords. I'm sure you've heard of, probably had first-hand experience with the most
know
recent
your
dragon
type,
attacks.
a hot-headed pretty boy who wants to do whatever he can to impress the ladies and take them from their paths. I know you're talking. Why have you brought in to pay homage to the temple?
I actually brought quite a bit of gems with me. If that's maybe something I could use to pay homage with.
Perhaps. Present
Donation
them.
to the church. Yusescu's going to reach into his bag and pull out a nice big heaping helping of gems. Place them on whatever flat surfaces near him.
I've seen better. One moment. She's gonna go to the back. She's gonna come out with this silvered box. It's kind of like the best way to put it is it's rectangular with like circles on the corners of them as it rests down with a lid, and the top of it has a tiny figurine of a gauntlet, the right hand of a gauntlet. It is a sealed box.
What's the history behind this one?
A relic. I expect a return on it when you're done. If you
Absolutely.
don't, I will curse you. The pain of 1,000 suns. Do not take this lightly, boy.
All right. I will ensure that this makes its way back to you. You have a cleric's promise.
Eric, indeed. He's gonna turn back around.
All right. With reliquary in hand, I'm going to take my leave. Head back to the Flint Steel.
Anybody else? Last chance.
Yeah, Zark is... Zark, hearing that Jack just sold off his acid, is going, what? I want to do that! And he's going to go and sell his, too.
Okay.
I'm going to sell, well, I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but I know he's sick of carrying the stuff. I'll say he sells 10 vials for an addition to the armory.
Armory, okay.
For another 300 gold, or 300 platinum? Cool. He's hoping... He's gonna love me for this. He's hoping to find some studded leather armor, like a +1 studded leather armor. Not sure how lucky he'll be, but he's been carrying around this basic armor this whole time.
It can be supplied for 1,000 gold.
Oh, okay. He sells all the rest of his asset then. So that's 20 vials. That's 600. That's 6,000 gold right there. You said 1,000 gold for the studded leather?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay, so he walks away with 5,000 gold.
Okay.
And new +1 studded leather armor.
All right.
There you go.
All right. Last call for preparations you guys want to do.
Elif, if you want, you can add 500 more platinum to the party funds because Zark's going to give it to you.
Will do. Thank you.
I didn't hear him object.
I didn't either.
I have a general question for the group.
Yes.
We are to destroy the Orb of Dragonkind, right? Is that something we're still doing?
I think we should.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
As soon as it's no longer needed to bait the dragons, I say we'd get rid of it immediately.
I also think we should talk with Archmage Agonald. That was his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Because he was one of the ones who sealed him away last time. Maybe he can give us more insight into this creature's abilities, his potential, how we deal with him. Before we leave this plane of existence, he is the most important person that we could talk to.
Yeah, and what? Let's get on it then. We don't have much time, or we don't know.
I agree. Let's go.
Happy to go with. All right.
All right, so you make your way back to the keep. You are let in, and you find yourselves within the confines of the keep. Where are you heading first?
Dungeon.
Dungeon. Okay. So you make your way to the dungeon where there are a number of cells, and people will begin to call out to you as you walk past them. And soon enough, you do find the vulture-like humanoid that is now Archmage Agronol.
Archmage.
Treating me with the respect I deserve, I see.
You,
Still with the stench of death.
it seems you failed last time. We would like to know how to not fail this time. We're going to attempt to kill him. But if killing him fails, we would like to know everything that you know. We'd also like to know your opinion on killing him, but...
What kept you from killing him when you had the chance?
We didn't have the chance. He was too
You imprisoned
powerful.
him. I see.
We tried. He cursed us. It wasn't until many paladins of the Ancient Order were able to defeat them in the Obsidian Lands. We hid away in the mountains with our newfound curse.
I see. So say we were to enter his prison with the intention of killing him. What would we have to expect? What his capability is right now?
He was once a gemstone dragon, is now warped by the power of the plane of shadow, I'd imagine, from what I've heard. Much more powerful now.
Is there a specific reason he would want to kidnap gemstone dragons?
He didn't kid it, he was once a gemstone dragon.
Right. No, I know that.
Not that
Would he have an interest?
He did gain much of his power by consuming the souls of other dragons.
Uh-huh. Well, he's currently chained. At least last we saw him, he was.
For now.
So, our intention is to kill him while we can before the dragons get to him.
How much do you know about the Shadowfell?
About as much as anyone who passes through. Not really much food to eat there.
He is no longer of physical form. He is a shadow that is living. Perhaps you've encountered something like it before. I imagine that physical force may not be the strongest. Perhaps force, psychic, or radiant might do the trick, but are resistant to everything else, I imagine. If you do not defeat him, there is no chance to imprison him anymore. If he is freed, you must kill him.
Is there any way to renew his bonds, strengthen them so they can't be broken?
Perhaps if you weakened him enough, but imprison him and there's just a chance for him to escape in the future. And then some more unfortunate heroes thousands of years from now will be threatened with the same fate.
And I might be the bird. I might be the bird at that point, but I would like to know how, if all else fails, we have to re-imprison him. How did you go about it the first time? How do we do it now? How do we strengthen the bonds of his prison?
My ritual failed, and I was turned into what you see now.
Do you not learn from your failures? What kind of archmage are you?
These dragons have the ability to cast spells like you and I. Stronger ones. If there's some way to bring sunlight to him, you might be able to weaken him and allow your attacks to be more potent.
That's good to know.
Very good to know.
But everywhere he goes, the sun goes dim. Why the paradox?
We know any powerful druids. This is Ember asking a question to the group.
Druids? I can't think of any. I met a few crazy men in the woods once upon a time when I was being abandoned in the woods, but can't say I know any druids who can summon sunshine.
Yeah.
None to my knowledge.
I know we have that sword. It's a sun sword, after all.
I don't believe the Sunblade and Sunshine have the exact same effects.
Did mention
It does have radiance,
though.
It does have radiance, yes.
All the more reason for us to think about. I suppose all the more reason for us to think about copying Shadow. Then at least that sword we put to good use.
Hey, Flint. Yes? If you needed to, could you fight with a sword? I don't fight with weapons. I mean, you hold them the same as you do a frying pan, and you probably hit people with them the same as like a frying pan, but I don't do that, so I don't know.
I think, Flint, you do fight with weapons. You just happen to cook with them as well.
This is not a thing of destruction. This is a thing of creation.
You'd tell that to any of your foes that you've beat their heads in.
I mean, I could do the same thing with my hand. You want to see?
I've seen.
Okay.
Hey Ember, I've got a question.
Yes.
So, in terms of when we do eventually leave to go to the Shadowfell, do you want to handle the transportation, or would you like me to do it? Because if you were to handle the transportation, I could work on Flint's nub, but I think somebody offered to do that. One of the clerics of the castle. What's this situation with that again?
We left without seeing them.
Hmm.
We're back here. Yeah, we can go see them and see if they have a free spell slot to deal with the hand.
I'd like him to get treated immediately. He's had it for a very long time.
There's always the option of letting him leave the Shadowfell.
And then face him in the daylight when he's here.
Perhaps. Many will die.
Didn't you say he brings the darkness with him?
But if you kill him in the Shadowfell, or face him in the Shadowfell rather, you're facing him in the plane where he draws his power from. Separate him from the Shadowfell, and he doesn't have the potency that he once had.
Right.
Do you believe that the orb of dragonkind could lure him? Is it powerful enough to do so?
Perhaps. The orb of dragonkind is how we lured him to us the first time, but we were grossly unprepared.
Do you think over the last millennia that he's been imprisoned and you've been this, do you think he's thought about you at all? Do you think he wants revenge on you for putting him there?
I could imagine that he wants revenge on his fate to all of the creatures living here.
What do you think his reaction would be to you showing up in the Shadowfell?
I imagine that he wouldn't be that happy.
Do we have the means of bringing him there?
We could bring him there the same way we bring the rest of us there.
Are we not at our limit for capacity?
Well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9.
I think it's yeah.
I am cursed
With
with
an additional
immortality in this
company.
form. I may be able to find myself through the Shadowfell if you free me, but I want something else.
I don't think we're going to free you. If you may find your way to the Shadowfell. I was planning on using you as bait.
I want to see what it is that has the stench of death on you.
You don't get to see that.
Could be useful.
No, it can't.
Very well. No mage has ever earned the title of Archmage without divulging one or two dark secrets.
You know what? I'm not gonna tell you. See you in a couple of years. And Ember just leaves.
All right. Well, what are y'all doing?
So what now?
Let's get.
Oh, is everybody else leaving too?
I don't know.
Well, we still have to consider destroying that orb before we go. That's something that the dragons will want, or at least that's our understanding.
Why don't we?
If we can use it to lure Veskar, then it might be worth destroying as soon as he's here.
Should we try to figure out a way to take care of the generals first? So we don't have to deal with all of them?
Issues. Yeah, it will cause a lot of issues.
Because
Good.
we have 2 days, right? Until
Well,
the
that's why with all your
dragons-
shopping, you've used up most of this day.
we don't have a lot of time left. We have a little bit if we use it wisely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's think this through. We go to the Shadowfell. We transport Veskar to the material plane while the dragons are still on their way there. They arrive to find an empty cage. Meanwhile, we're fighting Veskar on his own in broad daylight.
That might be true, but who's to say the dragons don't have a way to get to the Shadowfell fast, considering they did take that shard with them. Could be attuned
If
to
we
that.
find them already there, then we know that we can't face all of them at once. And we head back here and prepare for a bigger fight.
Is it worth going there before we lure them here first? If they'll be away from Veskar, and we could just take him out after we handle them.
So
They're going to Veskar now. We have a day before they reach him at least.
So time runs differently here and there. If they're on this plane and we use the orb here, they might be drawn here, and then we go to the Shadowfell, and while they're here dealing with the orb, we are in the Shadowfell killing Veskar. Or we wait for them to be in the Shadowfell, and we somehow magic Veskar here.
Plane shift.
They have to be willing creatures to plane shift.
Could attempt to, but it would be very difficult.
We could offer him freedom. Say that we're there to liberate him.
It can't be us. We've already seen him. We've already met him.
Mm-hmm.
Who hasn't met him?
Look.
I'm a little bit confused as to why we don't just get rid of the generals here with the orb.
There's 4 of them, and fighting 4 dragons at once is not something that I want to do.
Not necessarily, but if we bring them here as we go to the Shadowfell, that's also the city itself handling them as well as their army.
Right, but how long does it take us to finish a fight?
That depends.
Do you think there's
about a minute at most, right? A minute in the Shadowfell is what, like a second here?
You know, I have a couple ideas, maybe, for our upcoming encounter here. I hate to say it, in presence of Sam, but we do have 1 wish left, and they do have the shard. That is something we could do. Could wish for the shard back. Then they have no method of really getting Veskar, but that probably doesn't matter too much at this point, right? Since we want him here.
Say that again, sorry.
I was just saying that we could wish for the shard using our wish spell, so that they don't have it, and that might be useful. Or maybe I had another idea. We could possibly use the orb to draw the generals here, and then teleport with the orb to the Shadowfell.
What does that orb do exactly? What do you think that orb does? I mean, it calls to them, right? It's a beacon that they would feel. They could ignore it. Couldn't they?
If I'm correct, they don't have a choice from how they explained it to us.
I have a real quick question about Wish.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things that you can do with Wish. Say we are in Thorm and we wish for Veskar to come to us or to be teleported to us in Thorm. Is that within the possibility of Wish to get him out of his prison into Thorm?
So, roll an Arcana check as Ember, because
yeah. Ooh. Okay. 9. 19.
So that's 2 actions for a wish spell. 1 for him to be freed, and 2 for him to be teleported there. When you guys were in the Shadowfell and you literally walked through his prison from one side of it to the other, he did not chase after you. His shackles are like dimensional shackles. They do not let him use dimensional travel or magical travel.
What if we wished for his prison to come to us?
It's kind of like a long shot with wish. It would be
Okay.
a small chance of success.
Okay, cool. I had an idea, and then I just wanted clarification. Don't worry, guys. I didn't say any of that out loud. That was all just Ember thoughts.
You just see him go blank for a couple moments.
Yeah.
How can I do? So, if they have the shard, then we don't necessarily have anything they need or want, unless the orb actually does compel them.
To come back.
I was just... Yeah. I was just trying to think if there was any way we could maybe not only try to get their attention to have them come back, but be able to split them up.
If it does compel them, then I would say maybe that'd be worth doing. It could potentially devastate this city. They'll have an arm. They still have an army to fend off, but we could make use of some of the city's defenses, like those balustrade they have on the walls.
Yeah.
They did make the city. You, Kelvin, you helped prepare the city specifically for the battle against the dragons, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about you all, but I really like the sound of home field advantage when it comes to this fight.
Indeed. Instead
Unless
of going there, draw whatever we can here.
Yeah. Unless it's overwhelmed by sheer power, you know?
Well, either we get overwhelmed here or we get even more overwhelmed there. That's what it's sounding like.
True.
Sorry, I'm back.
I think that no matter what option we choose, we should try to isolate Veskar. No matter what, whether that means, somehow getting him out of the shackles to our plane, if that means working with him on that plane while the generals are on the way. But we just need to make sure he is alone, because the moment he's with his generals, it's going to be a whole lot harder, and it's already looking to be pretty tough.
And if we go there directly now, he is shackled. Couldn't pursue us. He's more or less helpless. I mean, who knows what he'll be able to do, but it could be worth trying. And if it goes wrong, we could get out of there with your plane shift or through that portal.
Quick DM question. Sorry.
Yep.
Good.
When we were in his prison, we did see, or not see, but sense him moving, right?
He spoke to
you. He can move. Yeah, he moved. He spoke to us.
Still attacked us.
Yeah.
What you
And
guys
he's still
saw
in his own
was
domain.
this black shadow silhouette of a dragon come out of the darkness with 2 glowing purple eyes that spoke to you.
Okay, so it's not like he's actually physically shackled. He's more or less in a lair, ready. I can't believe it.
Maybe also physically shackled.
Yeah, I feel like at that point there was physical iron shackles around him.
The shackles were very large links. It was a huge chain, is what you saw, and you saw it move into the shadow as he came out of it.
So he's not so tightly bound that he can't move. He still has some movement.
He's asking, do you want to ask, using your augury, about what our chances are if we were to face Veskar in his lair, as he is right now?
Yeah, I could do that so long as that's something we intend to do within the next 30 minutes. Probably that's something I'll do when we're right on his doorstep.
You could ask right now if it's a good idea to go to the Plane of Shadows, because we're going to do that the instant that you get that message.
That is true. I will begin to ritual cast augury.
Sure.
I have. Okay.
What's
Well,
called?
that's. I was just thinking of some more things that might help. If we could draw the generals back here and somehow take the shard back from them, then we can trap them here and then go to Veskar.
What if we draw them here until we can see them on the skyline, then destroy the orb and teleport the Plane of Shadows?
Then they still have that shard.
And they will no longer be interested in the orb anymore since it's destroyed. They have the capability of just turning around at that moment, don't they?
Correct, but we get them here to the orb, which is the thing that the what was he? The Emperor said we needed to destroy to do.
How
He
much?
has the gift of foresight. He said we needed to destroy it, correct? I wasn't there.
Correct. He did say that, though I would lie if I said I didn't favor fighting them as soon as we lure them in.
It sounds. My thought process is. It sounds like fighting Veskar is going to be enough trouble without also fighting the generals. So what if there was some way to keep them stuck here in the material plane by both destroying the orb at the right time and also trying to take back the shard they took?
I don't believe the shard could be taken back so easily without a fight.
Maybe not.
And they themselves have proven to be able to travel between planes without help of a shard or anything.
I really favor the idea that we draw them in, destroy the orb, and teleport to go see Veskar. I don't think that getting the shard back is, I mean, it would help, they can't really free his shackles, but we still want to destroy him if we can. That's
That
where
being
I'm at.
said, if the shard is able to seal Veskar, we're not really aware of just how strong it is, but it's clearly strong. We're not sure what else it's able to do.
We should come up on something final soon. We are running out of time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to consider, but we need to make a choice now.
Can we get a healer for Flint before we leave? I want to make sure that's within our realm of possibility before we leave, because that's a priority.
Hizescu's augury hasn't finished, has it?
At this point, I will say it has.
Okay. Salune, if we were to go to the Shadowfell to go fight Veskar in his home, how should I word this, guys?
The domain he draws power from.
It's up to you.
Should we fight him? Is that the question? Fighting him in the Shadowfell?
You're talking to your god. It's up to you. Let's go.
All right.
What kind of outcome can we expect if we were to go to Veskar and fight him on his home domain?
Yeah.
Very well.
At the moment.
Sulune, if we were to go and fight Veskar within the Shadowfell where he draws power from, is that a wise decision?
Augury is the wheeler woe, right?
Yeah, wheel or what?
You're currently really hurt.
We are very hurt. We need a nap.
This is
I
a
we
wheel
said we
and
took
woe.
a short rest.
Wheel and woe. So there is a benefit Maybe he's easier to fight while he's trapped there,
There's,
but he's also more
I mean,
powerful.
there's a chance.
Yeah. Maybe the wheel is referring to the residents that are in that city that could help fight us or help fight us.
Do you only get one question?
Yes, I only get one, though I could recast the spell, but there is a chance it won't work.
I see. Well, wheel and woe. We have a wheel, so when there's a wheel, there's a way.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some hope at least.
So I think the idea now is go to the Shadowfell, do our prep, and then
Kill Veskar.
before we kill Veskar, right before.
Without luring the dragons in, I do
Yep.
think that might.
Maybe we tell them to activate the beacon at a certain time. Maybe we're doing a lot. We're killing a dragon lord. Maybe the city can deal with 4 dragons for a little bit.
I don't know how much that is true, considering they're already handling their army.
Yeah.
They were counting on us to handle the dragons while they handled their minions.
I have an idea.
Take possession of the orb. What's your idea?
My idea. We need to get snow before we leave. And there's snow in the Uncharted Lands. What if we take the orb to the Uncharted Lands, set it off there, teleport to the Shadowfell?
Will we be
Far away from the people?
It's very far away from everybody you've ever met.
And leave it there for the dragons to claim?
No, I think we still destroy it.
How long would we have to wait there before they can arrive? That's a really far distance.
I have a question pertaining to the orb, actually. This could change everything. So when we attract them to the orb, are they attracted to the orbs like in a ping? Like, are they aware that it's there in that moment and they seek it? Or are they constantly following it?
Make an Arcana check.
Alright,
I'll help you.
Question about the Uncharted Lands expedition.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Is that a natural 20?
26.
Natural 20. It's a 26.
Okay, so first of all, the Orb of Dragonkind requires attunement. You get 2 minor beneficial properties, and you get 1 minor detrimental property and 1 major detrimental property to attuning it. This one in particular has the soul of Dalzion Door. Sorry, not Dalzion Door, Kargrathrin. In it, and that's why the orb itself is dangerous, because it could be used to, it contains a trapped soul of a dragon, and they could easily resurrect that 5th dragon if they had took possession of the orb, right?
Okay.
So the orb can be used to make a telepathic call to evil dragons within a 40-mile radius.
Oh.
That's not real
Okay.
far.
And
Yeah,
they will
that's how
travel.
they-
They are feel compelled to come to the orb as soon as possible by the most direct route. The orb of Dragonkind can be destroyed by a disintegrate spell or a good hit from a +3 magic weapon. It can also be used to cast. It can be used to cast the following spells: Cure Wounds, Daylight, Death Ward, or Scrying. And it has 7 charges, and it gains 1d4 plus 3 expended charges daily at dawn. And this is because you got a crit. So Cure Wounds costs 3 charges. It's a 5th level Cure Wounds. Daylight costs 1 charge. Death Ward is 2 charges. Scrying is 3.
It can cast daylight.
That's important.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours has it been since the dragons left the city by this point?
It's been about 8 hours.
They're too far away.
They are. Let's take it. Let's take it with us. Use it to cast daylight. I can attune to it if need be. I have open attunement slots.
I guess at that point, that's our option then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of the limited range on this thing.
I was also unaware of the limited range.
Yes.
We could-
Also, I will note here, because you also got a crit, that when you command the orb, you have to peer into your orb to speak its command word. At that point, the orb in you will have a battle of wits, and it could possibly charm you and take over your body temporarily.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
A battle of wits. Our
Battle of Wits seems like
this
an
would be a
Ember.
it seems like
charisma
an
check.
ember.
Mm.
A
Wits is
charisma
not-
check.
Chris, okay.
A battle of wills.
Is
I may have to
That's
take that
what
one
I
on.
meant.
Where's Sam? Sam, what's your attunement slots look
Sam's
like?
pretty charismatic.
The attunement. I don't have anything attuned.
Oh,
Says-
Charisma is my highest stat. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Charisma is his highest
I
stat.
think
That's true.
sometimes I
Elith
can,
is also a good option.
and I can give you the Pearl of Power back to attune to, Ember.
I don't need the Pearl of Power, but
Okay.
if you want to attune this, you know who might benefit from the Pearl of Power? Shudda. How many
Oh.
things are you attuned to?
well, with these boots that Flint handed over to me, that's my last attunement.
Let's see.
I think the mobility is worth more than an extra spell slot.
What about you, Jack?
Oh, I suppose I have a free. Right now, I'm focusing on this ring of acid resistance, which I don't know if I'll need anytime soon. If the dragons show up, I will.
So, as you all sit there debating
Okay.
what options to take next, that is where we're going to take our mid-session break.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yay.
So, a little bit over there, but sometimes you get so involved into the story. Well, everybody, we will see you back soon as we take this moment to refresh ourselves, refill our drinks, whatever we gotta do. Thank you for tuning in so far. Maybe we can fight some dragons today. Should be really good fun.
Yo, Sam just said he had an open attunement slot, and I'm pretty sure he's got a 20 charisma.
Ooh.
Let's go.
So, see you all soon.
Hey.
And welcome back, everyone. So where we left off, the champions of Cataran, we're debating what options to take next. Champions,
Okay.
floor is yours.
The way I'm looking at it is we could have a few plans. Let's think about it as, and feel free to disagree. I'll just put this on the board. All right. Plan A: we take the Orbit Dragonkind with us. We go into the Shadowfell. We try to kill Veskar in the shadows. If it doesn't work, Plan B: we come back here. We use the orb to call the dragons to us. We fight the dragons however we can, hopefully with Cataran's help. Once we've defeated them, we move on to Plan C. Get Veskar out of the Shadowfell, face him in the daylight.
Without his generals.
Without his generals. What do you think?
I think that's a good plan.
I agree.
That's a pretty good plan.
I think with that plan, we need to talk about resource allocation. We have a limited number of magical items, and some people are better at using those magical items. Right now, I know Elith has, I think, 3 separate magic items, and I think Elith is our best chance for using the Orb of Dragonkind. I know she has one of my old magic items, and I think we could redistribute that to somebody else.
It's the Pearl of Power here, and
Indeed.
is there anyone who wants to use it? It'll give you a spell, an extra one.
I could use that if you're not using it. I could give it back to you whenever you need it.
Nah, I barely use it anyway.
Well, thank you. This could be
I'll
handy.
hand it over to Jack.
We do still need to pick up the orb.
Yes, we do. Keep it
Lenore
with us.
Lenore had it. I don't know where she's keeping it.
I think they they mentioned where it was.
They're
Some
using it
city?
as like a.
Am I correct, Salkos? The Lord Runstein did mention where it was, right?
It's in a vault under the keep.
Yeah.
We should talk with Lord Runstan, explain our plans. Plan A, B, and C. Before we relieve him of the orb.
Of course, keep them all well informed.
Not all of them. Just Lord Runstan, just him.
Okay, let's start with him then.
By the way, guys, do you like chicken or pork better?
Pork.
Ooh, chicken. I
I'm a
suppose.
pork man.
Chicken.
Chicken.
That seems fine.
Sam looked at Ilith a little oddly.
You see Flint standing there. In his right hand, he's holding like two like whole hogs, and then like in his left hand he's got like 8 chickens. He's looking, he's like, I'll split the difference. And he runs into the back room real quick and then comes back out.
Are there any more of those that are alive, Flint?
No.
Oh.
All the actual butchering is done I think at the butcher's place. We just get in sort of this. And he picks up a hog that is like skinned and like gutted and bled, and it's basically a pig head attached to a body of just like flesh. He's holding it up. He's like, just
Aren't we
this.
all just heads attached to bodies of flesh?
Yeah, but you
Well, I
have
mean, most
skin.
of us are
That was
cavernous.
cerebral.
You have
So
skin,
Ella-
and the hogs don't.
Zark's gonna sidle up to you, just overhearing you say that about the hog, and he's gonna look at you just like, you know, if you need to ask, you can ask.
About what?
You need to hunt something, right? Need my help hunting something down, like a rat or something, or a cat or a pigeon or something?
Something that's kicking, yo. I'm getting a little hungry. I'm getting a little antsy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you need to hunt something down in the park. You come to Zark.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, who else wants to play Zara? He can't do it anymore.
He has the best accent. No, he's playing. I veto your DM decision.
No, but seriously, if you find any kind of animal, let me know. Thank you.
Seconded.
A veto, my one weakness.
Zark's gonna go out and just try to hunt for some pigeons or rats for Elif. He's gonna do that for the next 10 minutes with his special ranger ability.
Bro, he needs
Make a
to get
survival
me.
check
Cool.
with advantage.
Oh,
Prestige
sweet.
Encounters is the first
That's a
D&D
that is a
group to use checks and
31.
balances.
that is a 31.
31, yeah,
31.
you easily find some, like you find a
You
raccoon,
get-
you find a
Awesome.
possum,
Finds a bear. Like, here you go.
Like,
It's just a big s-
a whole ass bear, like you know.
So he brings back just this menagerie of things. The bear takes some wrestling to get through the
You find a
door. It's still
gazelle. I don't
alive.
know how you find a gazelle in this climate, but
Yeah.
there's a fucking gazelle.
So
Nobody
the
will-
bear's, like gnawing on the
And there's-
gazelle. And he's like, kill something quick. You gotta do it. Here you go.
Nobody worries
my bad.
about the alley bear.
Okay. I'm finna cast Vampiric Touch on
The
that
alley
bear
bear.
that we
On the
have.
bear.
Okay,
I'm finna eat that.
Yeah.
all right. Roll to attack with. I mean, it's
Most
not
people
my
don't
hit.
eat.
Go ahead and
things.
roll damage, and then you'll just take half.
Okay, let me go ahead and grab that real quick.
point of clarification. Jack is the only person that knows that Elith does not have a pulse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just wanted
Also,
to verify.
of 17, 9 or 8?
It's 8.
I only got 8, bro. That bear was
So,
weak.
Elif, and everybody else goes ahead and goes and finds Lord Rusted. At this point, you guys are hearing the boom of like the crack of thunder, as the thunder cannons that Kelvin and his father helped develop are now doing this anti-siege kind of warfare. There are trenches dug along the walls, with ibulets kind of in those as well. The major anti-siege tactic is actually digging trenches. So there are a ton of trenches. Where there's no trenches, there's more trenches. Like there's just trenches everywhere. And there are shouts. And overall, the siege seems to be going well. There are people along the walls, arrows, flying mages, casting various spells and things. Whenever someone gets a little bit too close, or a ladder comes up, gets pushed off. It seems to go pretty strong. But among the shots, you do find Lord Runstan in a command tent near the main gate. The guards kind of begin to stop you, then they realize who you are and then let you pass. Oh,
Lord
you're
Runstan.
still here. I thought you'd be gone by now.
We were preparing and planning. We're resolved to head to the Shadowfell and face Veskar in his lair, as it were. But we'll need to know if we can use the Orb of Dragonkind. Where is it?
It's within my familial vault.
I know Lord Norvaline promised this end-all be-all great weapon of power, but it's not that. But it is something that we can use against Veskar. Something that he's weak to.
Yes. And failing that, it'll help us against the dragons. Because if our plan against Veskar fails and we have to escape, we could use it to draw the dragons to us. Make full use of Cataran's defenses if it comes to it. But in the meantime, we can safeguard it.
I would like to let you know that our plan B, if our plan A of killing Veskar does not work, involves us coming back to the city and assisting you and the defenders of the city against 4 dragons.
At which time we'll need that orb in our possession as soon as we can. And we'll need to ensure that it hasn't been stolen in the meantime. Dragons have proven tenacious. It'll be safe in our hands.
I see. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Whew. $26.
He's gonna reach and grab a pen, like a locket around his neck, and he's gonna hand it to you. This will unlock the vault. Do not take anything but the orb.
We wouldn't dream of it.
Of course. What's the situation outside with the forces approaching?
They have begun their attacks on the city, but we have managed to hold them off so far. As long as we're not throwing any wrenches into the gears, we should be fine for a while. We can last pretty long.
If all goes well in the Shadowfell, we could be back within minutes or hours. Not much longer than that. We could even help out in the fight.
Before we leave, I have a quick question.
Yes.
If there was a torrential downpour, how would the city fare against this versus how would the people besieging the city fare against this?
There is the lake close by. It could flood along with the river. We haven't had a major flood in some time.
They could devastate an invading army.
Well, do with this as you will, and I'll give him the orb of devastation, the water orb of devastation.
Nice.
I know we just talked about this, guys, but this is a better use. This is a much better use.
Fully agreed.
Oh yeah, fully agree.
Yeah.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to use this wisely.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how this works specifically, I will read him the item description card. I'll give him instructions on how it works and how to deploy it and stuff.
Very well. Well, best of luck to
This
you.
is it then. Thank you.
All right.
And to you. And the rest of your forces. Alright, I think I'm ready to go.
We very much appreciate your help.
Well, let's head down and get to the orb then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Be sure to kill as many of the invaders as possible.
Flint's nub, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Get that checked out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go, you said you'd do something about this. Can you do something about this?
Wisteria will cast regeneration on you. Whatever the spell is for that to regenerate.
Thank you so much. Flint hands her a hot ham and cheese timber.
Ooh. That's worth a good regeneration.
So you all manage to make your way to the keep, and you're shown the way to the vault, and it's a massive steel door, not steel, adamantine door, and you kind of take the locket up and unlock the mechanism, and this giant wheel just spins over, revealing this vault full of coins, gems. There's a few magical items or relics in here. But at the center and on a pedestal is this basketball-sized orb. It is the color of jade with two dragons circling around it with a center, like a circle on one side of the center with like this swirling green mist inside. And as you grow closer, you hear the sound of like whispers. What would you like to do?
Cast
Yep.
detect magic.
Yeah, there's a lot of magic in here, as I described. There's relics, there's other magic items. That orb is magic.
Without
Yeah.
touching anything, Huzeski is going to examine the other magic items without, touching them. Specifically using the portion of detect magic that talks about schools of magic.
So since these are all items, it's all enchantment.
Okay.
Yeah, Embers is just gonna go grab the orb. That's all he's here for. That's all he's interested in. He doesn't care about like the wealth or whatever.
Okay. So you manage to grab the orb. There's a guard with you to retrieve the locket. What are you all doing?
Think we should just
Okay.
head out.
We'll give the key back to the guard. Quick insight check on the guard,
Make an
just to make
insight check.
sure he's on the. Okay.
Tip him 20 gold because that's like
Dirty 20.
He seems to be loyal to Lord Runstead.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
cool.
The scales are good.
he gets 20 gold for his effort of
Okay.
bringing us down here.
All right.
I'll take that.
I'm
That's-
good to go whenever you are.
Best of
Let's
luck
go
to
get
you
that
all,
stone now.
champions.
Thank you. Now we'll just need snow and ice. Is that about right, Emperor?
Snow and or ice, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, so to the mountains then.
Hey, I've got
use
an
it-
idea, actually. Maybe I know the whole thing, going up all the way over there to get some snow would be pretty convenient. Why don't we just make ice or snow?
Can you do
magic.
that?
We have the magic for it.
Do we?
Do we?
I'm sure we've got cold magic laying around, and says he's going to take out Tsunami. He's trying. I can make water.
Out of character, do you have shape water?
No,
I don't think anyone does.
I have control.
I don't.
water.
Nope.
I have control fire.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Hence the mountain trek. Unless we know of someone who can do stuff with shape water, we could check
We
in with
know
Elvira.
an Archmage.
We do.
I mean, we'd know them, but we'd have to go talk to them. Whereas I know I can teleport us to a place that has ice and snow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
all.
and between Shada and I, with
Yeah.
our and Kelwyn, hello. Between Shada, Kelwyn, and I, we can shape this into whatever we need it to be.
Snowman.
Perfect. And then we shift to the Shadowfell and camp for the night. plan?
We ship to the Shadowfell first, and then make the snow golem, and then turn it into a simulacrum, and then camp for the night. But yes.
Works for me. Okay. Okay. Whenever you're ready, Ember. I am.
All right, let's go.
All right. Ember is going to gather up all of his friends, and he's going to cast teleport. Me and 8 willing creatures, and I think we have 7 other willing creatures. So me and 8 willing creatures, we're gonna teleport to a mountain in the Zelryan Mountains.
Zalrenia.
Yeah, those mountains, but away from the ruins. Just into the mountains, away from the ruins.
Yeah, I could have told you that earlier. I just wanted to see you struggle for a second. I'm sorry. So Zalrenia.
It's fine. It's fine.
so,
Let me struggle over words. I
with-
can't read. It's fine.
So with a flash, you all teleport and find yourself on a very rocky mountainside. You hear the sound of thunder and lightning, and far off along the horizon, as you're on this mountain peak, you see this massive storm. Just like this
What direction?
swirling. To the southwest.
Okay.
All right.
It's just this massive thunderhead.
Wow, we're really
with
far in the mountains.
whirlwinds going around it. It is huge.
But the mountain we're on is just there's snow and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
it is cold.
Yeah.
You guys start to feel a little bit lightheaded.
Yeah, I'm pulling on my winter cloak that I got from the Feywild that protects me from cold weather.
Ember. 1 second. And he'll create bonfire just right in front of the group, and then just start collecting snow into a bag and shit.
You guys went from springtime to below 0 temps. It's quite amazing.
You might want to start working on that teleport spell.
Yeah. It only takes
Okay.
seconds to.
I'm going to digitate myself a shovel, and I'm going to help Ember out.
While that's happening, Lilith
This
is just gonna
prestidigitation, it's a little like garden trowel. It's like, I'm helping. Alice, what are you doing?
She's just gonna sit on her knees and rest on her knees and watch that storm that you were just talking about. She's just gonna stare at that the whole time.
Oh,
Shada's gonna Sorry.
Yeah, Elf, you do like feel this kind of gravitational pull towards that storm. Can't quite describe it, but something's telling you to go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shada, because we all noticed the storm, right?
Yeah.
Shada's just kind of look at Elith. Does it look like similar to the tapestry that we found?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, beautiful. Okay,
I'd go with you.
alright, cool.
I would.
18?
Yeah, it looks similar.
But you don't do something
Doesn't matter,
stupid.
huh? Anyways, Shada helps, Flint. Not Flint, Ember, my bad.
Same diff. Alright, so you managed to gather quite a bit of snow. What are y'all doing?
Would you like to take us to the Shadowfell? Jack, I think we need your assistance on this.
Of course, and I'll summon the scythe.
It really is a magnificent weapon, isn't it? Zeski's going to place his hand upon it.
Can't say I've wielded it myself very much, but yes. Some of
Of course it
Shadow's
is, I
finest
worked
work.
on it.
Yeah.
Alright. Casting Plane Shift at the 8th level, upcasting it because that's the only one that I currently have. Teleporting us to the Shadowfell, specifically to the city we've been to, where
The
Veskar's
City of
been
the
held.
Dead. The previous City of the Dead, which we took back for the Shadowkai.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Baby, stop that.
Perhaps the square outside the palace, if you can specify a location.
Sure. See what that does.
You don't think that they have any kind of like, I don't know, like something to prevent undead from coming back? Do you think that they implement something like that? Does that exist, like a ward or a glyph?
I can do
We'll
that.
find out.
All right, let's find out.
So you all find yourself in the grayscale area land that is the Shadowfell, in the middle of the courtyard, in front of the place where you fought the Skull Lord, actually. And as you look around, there's not a single Shadowkai in sight. A few buildings have been built.
Zombies in sights, right?
No, there's nothing. There are a few buildings in sight, several ruins, but nothing is stirring within this city.
Does it look like anything has been destroyed within the last, let's say, 5 years?
Nothing seems to have been destroyed, only fallen to disrepair. Let me give you a visual of the area that you're currently in for reference. So at this point, there's the doorway on the far side to the north of this map. Is the doorway where you enter into Veskar's prison. From there are these two towers with spiral staircases leading upwards. And on each side of the towers, on all four sides, there's a balustrade. But nothing is here. No people, no undead.
I will reach out, choose a point 30 feet up in the air, cast Minor Illusion, and it'll be a voice calling, "Hello! Is anyone here?"
I was going to be a bit more subtle than that. Does Ember remember the name of the Shadowkai that we talked to last time when we were here? One of the four that we gave back to the city.
Well, let's see if I remember it.
I mean, you should remember better than anybody else because that was only a couple days ago for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, he really should. So instead of asking if I'm if I remember the name, what I want to do is, because we are now on the same plane of existence, I would like to send a message to that Shadowfell.
The spell fails.
Oh shit.
Guys, I have bad news.
What's that?
Do you remember the 4 Shadowfell that lived here?
Generally?
Looks like they're gone.
Yes. Remember how they said they were going to rebuild? They did not. It appears that they are no longer on this plane of existence.
Safe to assume that they are dead.
After all of that, they abandoned that place. Wow.
We should have left the undead to rule here. They couldn't die.
They wouldn't have been much good against the dragons. They might even have joined them. At least this way, we'll have a quiet night.
Speaking of which, I think we need to get on that sculpture as fast as possible. It is snow we're talking about.
Yeah, before the snow melts. Here, I'll set up camp with Zark and I will just start setting up the tents and stuff and getting...
As you guys start pulling out supplies, Ember just... And there's a doorway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Start putting away the tent.
For reference, this is what the top of the towers look like. I have an additional layer there.
That's cool. They have...
Wait, what is it? What?
Mounted
the top of the
crossbows?
Oh,
Those are
okay.
ballista.
Yeah, ballista.
Yeah.
They're
Why are they
ballista.
pointing
Those-
towards the city?
Each other.
I mean, I could see pointing towards each other because you gotta hit like this area, but why are they pointing towards?
Well, they could point upwards. It looks like they could point towards
So
something.
this is a
skyward.
mountain that this doorway is built into.
Mm-hmm.
Things can come from
things
multiple
coming down the
directions.
mountain. Yeah, coming down the mountain. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ember opens up the gate to the mansion. He has taken any feedback that you guys have given. Jack's room is slightly less dark. Elith's room is slightly more creepy. Yeah.
Sam's has a couple more nautical things in there.
Oh yeah, there's an anchor on the wall now.
As you're about
It's a normal bedroom.
as you're about
with
to
an
enter the
anchor.
mansion, you hear a voice. Master.
Oh.
No way!
Hey, come here. I have
Okay.
jobs for you. How have you been?
Waiting.
Wait,
Oh.
you've seen everything.
Good job. I need you. Come here.
Okay. Well, he has walked up to you, bones and all.
Oh,
Come in.
Okay.
Take a look at this. Come inside. And I open the door to the mansion. And as I open the door, it creates a separate room kind of near the like storage area, specially developed for him. He's got like a bed and things that he can eat, mainly like live little creatures.
Okay.
Shit, what did I name? I don't remember what I named him. Do you guys remember what I named him?
Nope.
no, not at all.
I just remember the poor undead cat that didn't know the password, so it got disintegrated.
He didn't know apricot.
He didn't know apricot. I don't remember his name. Anyway, guys,
Maybe like Claude or something like that.
I think it might have been
It was
Claude.
Claude.
I think it was Claude. Um, guys, you remember Claude? I
Hello?
need Claude. I need
Yes.
you to debrief the rest of the party. Everything, not everything. Answer all of their questions while I go ahead and cast a spell.
Okay.
Thank you. Ember's gonna go up to his room and start casting Simulacrum.
Claude,
Hughes going to follow Ember.
Claude, could you tell us about what's happened since we left? What happened with the Shadowkai? Where have they all gone?
God.
Gone where?
Here.
Did they... Gone from here?
No. Here.
They're still here.
Kind of.
They're hidden.
No.
They're dead.
Yes.
Well,
What killed them?
Shadows.
Shadows from where?
Here.
From Veskar?
Yes.
Are there more shadows?
No. Disease.
Is Veskar free? More
No.
powerful?
Yes.
Are the dragons? Have they been here?
No.
How long has it been since you've seen my friends?
He starts counting on his fingers and then runs out of fingers. One of the fingers falls off.
no.
9.
It's
Only
been a
7
while.
left. It's been a while. We still have time. Dragons haven't been here, but the Shadowkai are dead. Well,
Have the undead come back here at all?
Claude.
anyone else besides you, Claude?
No kitty.
Oh,
Has- have you been all alone here? Has there been no one in the city? Alive or dead? Or alive?
He seems to be a bit overloaded with questions at once.
It's okay. It's alright. You don't have to answer that. I'll start going to make tea.
Claude, have you ever had a timber?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, hold on. What's your favorite?
You're not gonna
meat?
make a brain flavored.
What's your favorite meat?
Kitty.
Kitty? I don't have kitty. Do you like chicken or do you like pig? Okay, pig. One sec. And Flint is going to make a ham sandwich with, just like
Round
ham
pork.
cheese, little bit of lettuce, and like a slice of tomato.
He's gonna go sit down next to Elith, take his hand, slick his skull back, and look over her. Sup?
She's just gonna stare back at him and look at the sandwich. Look at him. The sandwich.
Timber.
You want share?
No.
Okay. He's gonna like put it in his mouth. It's gonna fall straight through, out of his jaw. Oh.
I'm gonna pick it up and then force it through his mouth again, and have it go through the bowl again, and then keep doing it. I'm gonna keep forcing him to eat the sandwich.
Eat it.
Timber.
Eat the timber.
The timber. I don't know. Sorry, sandwich.
Very
Ooh, what's
irritating
the
kind of
sandwich?
witch.
Just like in his mind, like you're forcing the sandwich in his mouth, but like in his mind is just hungry eyes. Like just all that's what's going on right now. So what are y'all doing? While Elith force feeds the skeleton a sandwich.
I am trailing behind Ember, trying to kind of get his attention.
Ember goes into his room, not realizing that you're trailing him.
Does he close the door?
He does, yeah.
Ember. Ember,
Can I help you?
I need to ask you a question regarding space-time.
The door opens.
Ember, listen.
Yes.
So, you're a smart guy. You're a professor at the college. I studied a little bit in the college in terms of the planes. That's part of us finding you, actually. But, so, here's the thing. I think if we maybe work together a little bit, right? We might be able to make a calculation on how much time we have based on the time dilation of this plane.
Well, I sort of have already figured out the time dilation of the Feywilds and the Shadowfell. Because
That's perfect.
Yeah, I've been there for both of them, and I've come back, and I know how much time I've spent on each of them, and I know how much time has passed in the prime material plane. It's a pretty easy conversion.
So how much time do you have?
I'm not sure if it changes though. Based on what I know about the extra planar planes, so Ember's gonna break into this long speech about how the planes exist on a 2D axis, and your rotation away from the axis depends on like where you are on like time dilation, and if the planes are parallel or perpendicular, or if they run sort of cattywampus to each other. And he's gonna run through like theories that he's read from different archmages. So all that being said, based on my estimations, every day here is about a week and 3 or 4 days in the prime material.
So, with that being said, how long do you think it'll be before the dragons get here?
I don't know the velocity of a green or red or blue or white dragon. Do you?
Can I approximate how fast they can go based off how fast they took off, like, every time they ran away from us?
Make an intelligence check. And Ember, what spell are you casting to make the mansion?
Magnificent Mansion. Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion, I guess.
Dirty 20.
You can guess based on what Ember just told you, you have at a max about 2.5 days before they arrive.
Mm. Damn. So 2.5 days then, based off how fast a dragon can go. We have that long to prepare for them. And is that already converted in like Shadowfell time?
From your time, yeah.
From our time?
Okay, so we have 60 hours until they get here.
60 hours. Got it.
Based on rough estimations of, my time spent in this place and your judgment on how fast they can move.
All right, I'll relay that to everybody else. He's just gonna head out.
Michael, if you need the spell description, I put it in.
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So you can't see outside.
No, it's a little doorway that goes into a different plane of existence, a little pocket,
Okay.
a little bubble. Yep.
Okay.
I'll bring them both a cup of tea. Here you are.
There are a number of servants that are attending to the mansion overall. Keeping the fires warm, bringing you all the tea, so you don't have to do anything yourself. But yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Jack, would you be able to send Shada up here for a minute?
Sure. I'll head down. And...
Maybe Kelwin as well.
Cool. I'll head down and go find Kelwin and Shada. Amber wants to come see you.
So I would like to amend my earlier statement. You have about 5 days.
Okay.
I see.
Ooh.
Wow.
120 hours. Or 120 hours.
I'd furthermore like to bring a cup of tea over to Elif. I'll wave the servant away, but go check on her.
Ah, thank you. What flavor is this?
Oh, it's just whatever. It was a black tea that I found around here, so I thought it smelled nice. It smelled more or less similar to something I used to have back home.
Okay. And I'm gonna look around a little bit. How many people are in this vicinity, in this area? Is it everyone?
That's everybody except for Kelwin and Shada and Ember.
Okay.
You could just go to your room. You have a room. You've been there.
Yeah, no, I just, Okay. Thank you for the tea. I'm gonna go soak in my room. I have a lot of thinking. I have a lot of processing. And I do have something I need to talk to you about, but it doesn't need to be now. So whenever you get the chance, Jack.
Let's talk now. I mean, everyone else is doing something. Sure. You look like you have something off your chest. So I'll follow her and...
Yeah, in the room, I'm locking the 7 locks that I have that Ember awarded me, thankfully. And I'm going to out the glass vial, like the little bottle I have with the glowing light. And I'm going to show it to Jack. This is the vial.
What's that?
Listen to it. Listen. It beats.
You hear the faint sound of a heartbeat.
Did that come out of you?
Yeah, that is my heartbeat. That's me.
And you don't feel any different without it?
I mean, I don't have a pulse. But I also haven't been getting sick. That's something I've noticed. Not really any stomach issues anymore, which is interesting. But I don't know if that has to do with it. So.
So you're still connected to it, maybe? It's just safe.
Are you good at keeping things safe?
Are you giving that to me?
If we go into battle, I perish, and this gets lost. I can't have it be lost. I need someone to hold on to it and keep it safe.
I see. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm honored that you trust me. I could do my best.
Thank you. This does make me feel a lot better. And
Safer?
definitely. Stronger, too.
I'll look at it. It's a shame. Seems like a perfectly good heart.
It's still good.
I'd like to think so.
Is everybody currently in their rooms right now? Or otherwise outside the living room right now?
So Shada, Kelwin, Ember are in Ember's room. Flint is in the kitchen. Jack and Elith are in Elith's room. So
You and Sam are left.
Yeah.
How you doing, Sam?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
A little bit tired. How about you?
Really, really tired.
Really tired.
But
Maybe you should.
otherwise good. So there's that one spell that you've been casting on a lot of people, that regeneration thing. How exactly does that work?
Well, I can cast a spell on somebody. It restores them to their, I guess you could call it maybe like peak body, restoring any limbs, amending major wounds like burns and maybe even scars. Is that something you're interested in?
Big scars, though.
I mean, maybe. I am kind of interested in maybe cleaning them up. I don't think it lasts very long, but I mean, I guess it would be good to look my best with the final battle coming.
Right.
We'll see where it goes from there.
All things considered, it is very high-level healing magic. It is difficult to dispense willy-nilly. It's usually either best used to regenerate full wounds, or otherwise I'll probably use a slot of that power for very strong healing. Life-saving magic.
We're going to be here for a couple days, though, right?
Yeah. There may be time. But I intend to use my time here for a very, very specific purpose. But if I do find some spare time, and I do find a spare slot in that time, I will make sure that it goes to you. Rest assured.
Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks.
It's getting late. I think you should probably head to bed. Get lots of rest. If you're any exhausted as I am, I'm ready to drop dead.
Definitely. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you, alright?
Oh yeah, I have a few things I think you might want to use. This is something I have very little use for. He's going to pull out his tentacle rod he acquired from the plane of water and hand it to Sam.
Thank you.
It's a very useful melee option.
Alright. Go ahead and search for that. Tentacle rod.
So while this is happening, we'll go ahead and switch over to Shada, Kelwin, and Ember.
Before we switch over, as your conversations are sort of winding down, with Hugh and Sam, Elith and Jack, you hear like a light tap on your door. And in comes ghostly servants, and they're bringing trays of food that Flint has made. Flint has prepared, especially for you guys.
Oh, room service.
Thank you.
And it's as far as Flint can tell, your favorite foods.
Go on.
I'm not going to name your favorite foods if that's what you were expecting. As far
Cold
as
read,
Flint can
come on.
tell, as far as Flint can tell from cooking for you guys for several months, this is the thing that you enjoyed the most that he's made. So he's made each person an individual meal.
Yeah. Oh, I put curry powder in this thing.
Yeah. So when Kelvin and Shada show up to Ember's room, Ember is already in the middle of sculpting the snow into a shape.
Okay.
Who's this gonna be?
Shada, there's a pedestal over there. I need you to stand on that and stand very still. Kilwin, I need your help with this.
Okay.
You're settling on me?
I think you're the most useful. We've hemmed and hawed about the advantages of having a spellcaster versus having a tank versus having somebody who could attack a bunch, and you seem to fit all of the criteria. So
I will let you know that without all my items, I'm not nearly as strong as I normally am. I could still dish out a decent amount of attacks, but these gauntlets have given me some good strength without me having to put much effort into it.
Before I finish this, or we finish this, and I look at Kellen, I want you to know the specifications of this spell. This is not a dummy. This is not something that will pretend to be you. This will be you. This will be another form of you, but this form has a limited lifespan. I need to know if you are okay living that sort of existence, knowing that you're going to die and that you were created for a purpose. And that purpose is to help us and to die. Are you okay with that?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Ember. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Ember. I was ready to die as soon as I picked up this sword, and he'd grab onto the hilt of his Dragon Slayer blade. If I go out during these fights, at least I go out serving my purpose.
Well, then I don't think we could have picked a better person to model this after. Kilwin, would you help me shape this into Shada?
Yeah, just a reminder, Ember. So as you're pulling the deck of many things, right before you disappear into your prison, you do have a manual of golems in your possession.
Okay.
So just so you know, I don't know if you remember that or not, but you do have a manual of golems.
I didn't remember that, but I don't think that's gonna... I'm gonna read it. Just...
It has nothing to do with the spell, the process. I just remembered. I don't want to forget to mention it. All right, okay. So as you all sculpt it, we're gonna return back to Jack and Elif's conversation.
Cool. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you don't know what this does beyond that it's something that came from you? Something vital?
I prayed a little bit. You know, and I did some consultation. I have a good idea of what it's for, but it's basically like my life force. So I can come back. Takes a long time, takes a few days, few business days, but from the sounds of it, I should be okay to die once.
If something happens to you, this brings you back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that.
Hopefully it works.
Probably won't come to it.
Oh, and one more thing that might be important, and I don't know if really we should tell anyone else, but because I don't have a heartbeat anymore, I am considered undead. So, like Zen, if he uses his big undead nuke, I might kind of disappear. So, we'll just have to be mindful of that.
Usually specifies as a passcode or phrase or something like that.
Right. I'll just have to make sure I have that every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Is there a way to reverse this?
No, I do not think so.
What happens after this?
It's a great
I
question.
say that. I don't even know the answer to that myself.
Well, I have an idea of what I would like to happen. Preferably carry on my pursuits of power and adventure with my companions. And when my time here is finished, I will hopefully get a nice position under my patron. That's what I would like. I don't want to have to start from the bottom at all. That sounds terrible. Sounds like a waste of time, resources, energy. I've already put in the work. I'm putting in the work now, so I feel like I deserve a certain position. Huh?
Do you enjoy the work? Do you think that it'll be more of what you're going through already?
The same work I do now. It's just a little bit of a different audience.
I suppose whenever it is you go into its service, you'll be stuck there.
How so?
Well, it doesn't strike me as someone who would let you go once you pass on to take a position under him, as you said. So once you're there, you're committed, right? There's no getting out of that. It's eternity there.
Yeah, but I hope by the time I reach that point, Ari will have done what he needed to do in this life, and in our adventures will have come to a close, and the chapter will be complete, and I will go on to the next.
You know, Aleph, it's funny. You don't strike me as a very subservient person. Or someone who'd want to live the rest of eternity under someone else's rule.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts that I'm working through. I personally feel like I'm one of the best that my patron has ever had. I do feel like I should be the only warlock that my patron has, but that's a little too controlling, so I don't get to dictate that. So perhaps you're right, but it works for me now. It's been working for a while.
Just leave open the room for you to grow beyond him, I'd say.
Heard.
I should let you get some sleep. I'll keep you safe.
I will unlock all 7 locks and relock.
All right. So as Jack leaves the room and goes off to his own to get some rest and leaves Alice to hers, Just ask you and Sam. Anything else in your conversation?
Yeah. So Yuzeski's going to greatly usher Sam to go to his room to sleep. Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See you later.
See you, Sam.
And Sam will just go in.
As Sam leaves the room, Yuzeski is going to search around for parchment, quill, and ink.
Okay. Ember, would that be relatively easy to find in the mansion?
Yeah.
I'll see what the
As long
servants
as-
can easily get it for you.
As long as it's not magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy.
So one of the ghostly servants goes off and brings back a quill, parchment, and ink.
All right. Yuzeski is going to take upon the parchment, lay it out across the table, dip the quill in ink. He's going to inscribe a message upon this paper. He's going to, wait a little bit for it to dry, and he's going to kind of, roll it up like a scroll, leave it right there on the table. And it is at this point Yuzeski is going to leave the mansion.
Okay.
And he's going to venture off into the distance.
Okay.
Oh.
So as everybody else except for Calvin, Ember, and Shada begins to lay down for rest, is there anything else anybody would like to do before I return to Yuzeski?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so for us, I only needed Kelwin for just a little bit, like the sculpting and molding. The rest of the 12-hour spell casting is going to be like Ember centric. He's going to have to take 12 hours on this.
So Ember works through the night.
Okay.
All right. So Calvin, what would you like to do?
Just I guess before I leave, I just say to the professor, Professor, I know you have some things that at some point you need to say to me. I'm not trying to make you say them right now. Obviously, you're kind of busy. But I did just want to let you know that when you are ready, I will hear it. I spent several months finding people that were affected by my past life and trying to understand how I can find any kind of restitution or improve their lives or improve my own life. And I feel like I learned a few things, but I know that everyone needs some kind of closure.
At the word closure, Ember looks up. Kelwin, we need to talk. Now is not the right time. And he goes back down to drawing his runes.
I know. I just don't know what'll happen. And Kelvin leaves, and I want to spend some time finishing the eye that I've been working on for Jack.
Okay.
I've got like a day left of that, so I should be able to finish that tonight.
Anybody else?
Shada is free to do whatever he wants. I just needed him for a little 1 hour modeling session.
Yeah, Shada's just during the modeling session, would he have been able to like attune to the boots because he needs to do that?
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. Once he's done with that, he will head to his room and get a rest. Kind of, thinking a lot before he eventually falls asleep, but he eventually does.
I have one last thing I want to do.
Okay.
I'm going over to knock on where Sam is at the moment. Knock on the door of where Sam is currently trying to sleep.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a fireproof,
Come in.
white padded room.
So no, it's a normal room. It's completely normal. It has a big ass ship anchor on the wall. The interiors of the wall are fireproof and lightning proof.
Yes.
And padded.
Asbestos. Asbestos. It's very stony in here. Yeah, Sam. Good to see you. Like, we haven't really had a chance to talk much, but listen. I've been thinking about this. I'll take off the ring. We've had a lot of occasions since I used that second wish where I was tempted to use this. There may yet come up occasions where it seems like the best option. When that occasion comes up, I think you should be the one to choose. I don't think it's up to me. You've got this thing, and you wanted to use this wish to better your life, give you something to live for after all of this is over. I don't know if it's up to me. It shouldn't be up to me to give that chance up. So I'm giving this to you. And what you're holding there in your hand is a ring with one wish. I'm going to tell you, you could use it to bring us all back to full health if it looks like everything's coming unraveled and we need a quick escape plan, but I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope, truly, that you get to use that for yourself when the time comes. I'm giving it to you.
And Sam will take it, and it's like words are forming on his mouth, but he can't quite get them out. And
Sure.
he'll slip on the ring and look at it for a moment. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, don't thank me yet. You've been for some tough choices.
I mean, yeah,
I won't regret.
I guess so.
No, clap on the shoulder. You'll be alright. At least keep those powers for another couple of days, alright?
Right? Definitely. And thank you for this chance.
Of course. And for what it's worth, whatever you are now, whatever you were born with, I don't think any of us could ever really say it was a burden. So if you decide to live your life as you are and learn to better harness it, I don't think any of us would blame you. If anything, we'd give you what support we can to help you on that path. But I can understand you wanted to give it up too. Anyway, choice is yours. Good answer. No,
See ya.
I'll leave.
Oh, this is a point of clarification with the spell description. Sheldon needs to stay with me for the full 12 hours. He can sleep or whatever,
Yeah, he'll just sleep there.
but he needs to stay there. Yeah.
Okay. So, as Jack returns his room back to you, Huzescu. Huzescu. What you doing?
Wandering.
So you're walking along the empty streets of what's the dark reflection of Restoria. It's eerily quiet. You begin to notice there are a few weathered and decaying skeletons, like where everything has completely left the body except for the bones. Not even the bones are starting to crumble into dust. They're very brittle, and if you were to touch them, they would just fall apart. We done?
I see. So Huzescu's going to find a. He's window shopping for a nice building, basically, at this moment.
Yeah, there were several
nice
buildings that were built up. They've just been left to disrepair. So you can easily find one that's vacant.
Okay. Huzescu is going to find a pretty good one. It's at random.
Okay.
He's going to enter it.
Okay.
Now, is there any sort of cellar or attic or basement or anything in this house?
It just has 2 levels, the main level, and then there's a sleeping quarters upstairs.
Okay. Uzescu is going to go upstairs to the sleeping quarters, and he's going to take as much furniture that is in this house, and he's going to barricade the staircase.
So you're upstairs and you're barricading the stairs?
Mhm.
Okay.
And he's going to sit down on this wooden floor. He's going to begin a long rest. But
Okay.
during the time of this long rest, 1 second. I asked a question through DMs pertaining to what I'm doing.
Okay. So I need everybody except for Huzescu to please leave the channel. And I will message Jack when it's time to return.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, what?
Place lobby 1.
Okay.
And Huzescu is going to open his bag of holding, remove the bag, or the book of Vile Darkness, or whatever it is currently named, Vile Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to open up the cover and begin to read the first page.
Okay.
He's going to
Yeah, you're just gonna start sifting through the pages.
He's going to begin his very long attunement process to this book.
Go ahead and make a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay. Can I add guidance to it?
Yeah.
Cool. That is a 18.
An 18. Okay. The pages that you see, it's scrawled with this very crude language. Like every page is made in different, like the pages go from clumps to sections where it's just different types of handwriting. It's all very hard to read and discern. Some of the pages are completely blacked out with ink or blood. You don't quite know which, but you begin to look throughout the pages, and I'll go ahead and get everybody back here.
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome back, everyone. Don't forget to reactivate your cameras. Right. So as
What you talking about?
Have returned.
I don't know if that's gonna work so well next season.
So, as Ember and Shada continue to make the simulacrum, Kelwin works on the eye, Huzescu does Huzescu things, and Jack and Elif lay down to rest. Jack and Elif, as you begin to fall asleep, your Vision goes dark as you enter in the rapid eye movement of dreamlike sleep. You find yourself
Goals.
on the deck of a ship. Neither one is aware of the other's presence. On your right is a water genasi man wearing a long black trench coat. He stands at the helm, looking beyond the horizon as a number of ships surround you, all leaning in the same direction. The smell of the salt of the sea begins to fill your nostrils, along with the sound of the waves as the mist sprays up past the hull and into your face. And a number of figures are now working the ship that suddenly come into view. Half-rotted faces of sailors drowned long ago, lost to the sea, lost to battle at sea. The figure looks at you. You notice that one eye is normal, like yours. The other is an inky black with black tears running down, covering the cheek, and lets out a very large grin. Good to see you again. You find
Good
yourself.
to see you. Good to see you. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. We're nearly there, and we'll be able to join the others quite shortly. Look there, beyond the horizon. You look ahead, and in the distance is a coastline with a very large city towering above. And at the peak of the city is a large cathedral. Your vision fades, and you once again return to your sleep in the night.
Okay.
Did I recognize the Ganassi at all?
What?
Did I recognize the Ganassi
You do.
in the train?
You actually traveled with this Ganassi some time ago during your travel with Aiden Fogus. His name is Captain Aquarial.
I thought I recognized him.
Did the boat look like the one that was described as rising up from the sea and heading south?
It matched the
Would they look-
description. It matched the description that Professor Dudley did describe to you.
And with half-rotted faces? Oh my goodness, you guys.
Goodness.
All right. So, you all have. So, I gave you a max of 5 days. This is now the dawn of the second day. Is there anything that you would all like to do across the next 3 days, with the last day to prepare for the dragons coming?
Well, we could just straight up try to kill Veskar now.
So
No, we can't. You can't. You wake up to Ember still working on a spell. Has not slept. Not
So
slept.
not today.
Not slept. Not done with a
a
spell.
few of you have not slept today.
Honestly, Sam's looking a little ragged too, because he spent most of the night looking at that ring.
What have you been up to? We've had a fight to take on. Oh, you've been... I see. How much more time do you need, Ember?
We came here for a reason. We needed extra time to do this. I need another 4 hours to finish this spell, and then another 8 hours for me to sleep, at least, at bare minimum.
Yeah. Bare minimum.
Alright.
Well, that frees the rest of us up.
Since I have to spend the rest of the 4 hours accompanying you, Ember, that's correct, right?
Yeah, but you can be asleep.
Well, I seem to have gotten enough sleep at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to do me a favor while I wait here?
What's that?
I don't know how safe it would be, but
Oh, don't bring me back.
uh,
Don't bring me that.
just a question to Sakos really quick.
Mm-hmm.
There was like undead guards and stuff like that when we originally came here, right?
Yeah, there was several undead in the city.
Man, it was.
And when they died, would they have left their items behind?
It would have been assumed that they did. From what you've heard from Claude, the Shadow Kai did rebuild the city for several years, so they would have picked up those items during that time as well.
Yeah.
You can still
Once
scavenge the
this-
city for materials. Like the Shadow Kai did die. There could be stuff around the city of interest.
Once
Are you
this,
looking for a shield specifically?
Yeah, I'm specifically looking for a shield. I made a mistake giving up my other one. I was too enamored with this beautiful one that I have on my possession.
Okay. You can. Someone will have to look for it for you.
I'll go look for it.
I can go. I'll help.
Sure. So I can absolutely go and.
I'm pretty good at finding stuff.
Cool. Yeah, all of us then.
Yeah, I also have a quick question for Flynn.
Yes.
Your friends from the astral plane, they don't take well to the mind flayers, correct?
No, they fucking hate them. To be honest, they don't really like anybody. But they fucking hate mind flayers. With a passion. Like, it's enough to. Never mind. That's a weird analogy. Yeah, they fucking hate them. But they also dislike everybody else. Unless you can cook really good or make half decent timbers, I think.
Alright, might have a favor for you in the future, but that's beyond now. Regardless, yeah, I guess you're gonna have to witness my morning routine, Ember.
I think your morning routine is going to have to take a pause while I continue this. You need to stay right there.
Yeah.
Right, so everybody except for I'm assuming Elf is going to, but everybody except for Ember, Yuzescu, and Shada are going out in the city and looking around. All right.
I'll go for a little bit, but I should also rest. Within a couple of hours at least.
Did you finish the eye over the night, or did you like?
I needed 8 hours of work to finish it.
It would
Yeah,
have been
then you would-
finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So
But
you
yeah,
all... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't, if the professor still has to sleep, I don't want to be the one after that keeping us. So I can maybe help in the city a little bit, but I should go back in a few hours probably and go to sleep.
All right, so one of you can make an investigation check with advantage, or each of you can make one separately.
I'll
I have
happily make one.
15 in that.
Oh wow. Okay. How about you and I both go? All right.
So as
3,
you
2,
all
1.
begin your morning routines, you do find yourself missing one of your number. With your 27 investigation, Kelvin, I will say you find a rolled up piece of parchment on the table.
Hey, guys, this looks like it might be. This looks like it's from Yuzescu. a closer look at it.
Jesus, what does it say?
The note reads, "It has come to my attention that I have ample time for a plan I wish to set in motion. This is the action I believe is the most heroic I will ever take in my lifetime.
Oh no.
For the next few days, I will be preparing a secret weapon that will surely destroy the dragon captains as well as Veskar in due time. As much as you are all family to me, this journey is one I must venture alone. I have never once raised a blade nor a spell toward any of you, and I have no ill intent toward any of you. But in this very special case, I must request that none of you attempt to locate me in this time, because your company will surely disrupt my plan. This is a plan I decided is for the greater good of our world, and with the blessing of my God, I decide that this is divine ruling, and as such must be followed through to my greatest effort. To pursue me is to disrupt a grand plan set in motion to ensure the greater good. If you pursue me, you are an enemy to the greater good of our world. And if that is the case, you are an enemy to me. Do not pursue me. Your loving friend to the end, Hughes Escutabiliza."
Arrogant little bastard. What's he doing now?
Something big, I guess. Oh man.
Something really big.
He really thinks highly of himself, doesn't he?
Well, he may be right to. It's just if only. What does that leave us? It means we can't go in.
I'm fairly sure I could beat some sense into him if we find him. I'm pretty sure I could beat him up and make him be like, "Oh yeah, I was dumb."
No, well, I mean, by the time we find him, he'll be done. It'll be too late. For all we know, it will be useful.
I mean, don't we have magic that can just find people? Like, haven't we used that before?
That's something Umber could do.
Yeah, but I mean, he's busy, right? We don't want to disrupt him.
Yeah.
He's busy for a couple more hours.
Maybe in a couple of hours.
But this says he's gonna take a few days to do something, and like, isn't a few days from now dragon time? Like,
well, let's think. I think we've got maybe another 4 or 5 days, so we may have time.
Also, what if he does come back with a miracle weapon, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird that he didn't tell us that when we were group planning earlier, though. Bit shady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys remember when an apron was controlling my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe something might have happened to him?
Why else would he leave without, like, saying anything?
Like, I talked to him last night. He had a perfect opportunity to just say, "Hey, I'm doing such and such. Please don't freak out over it," and tell everybody else not to freak out over it.
Maybe because he didn't trust us to let him follow through.
Did he seem weird at all last night, Sam?
I mean, he always seems really weird because he's like, "Oh, you know, fucking honor and glory, and I want to be a hero."
Mm-hmm. He gave me his tentacle rod, which sounds really weird to say out loud.
So you guys had that kind of fun. I understand why the servants took so long to get you your food. I swear it wasn't cold when I sent it to you. You were just waiting outside for a really long time. I promise. It was hot when I sent it from the kitchen.
It was fine. It was fine. Then I pull out the tentacle rod and I show him.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You can keep it.
So put out his rod.
Okay.
Remarkably clean.
I mean,
Good night, everybody!
You did your part from the wherever you are. You weren't even here and you did it. Good job.
Well, I mean, I don't know
So-
what we can do beyond wait. We
I'm
could
gonna
go
do
without
a
him
second.
for-
Hold on. No,
It's better
go
to be at full strength.
Yeah.
Granted, it's bad timing and weird, but ultimately, do we trust him? I think I could say that I do. I'm worried about him, but
I mean, like I said with the apron thing, you guys trusted me. I was cooking your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I didn't.
And he
poison
had a
you.
demonic apron on while he did so.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't he have like a thing that talks to him inside of his head as well?
The trident? Think
Sure,
the trident's whispering to him?
maybe. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
we have a case study over here. And I point at Jack.
Jack, do you think the trident is talking to him in his head, trying to make him do things that is not what he would normally do?
Well, I can't say whether that's going on with him. But if you're asking me if any of these elemental weapons would do something like that, well, this deck hasn't done anything like that to me. It's spoken to me, but it hasn't ever compelled me to do something I wasn't already interested in doing.
Didn't it do something like that to Kelvin?
What?
Where's Zark? Zark, you remember, right? Or not Kelvin, sorry.
to
Didn't it do something like that to Denton? Like there was a thing inside the fire stuff, and then it tried to like take him over. Wasn't that a thing that happened?
All right. How about this? Ember gets done with his whatever he's doing. He sends a message to Hizescu. And
Didn't
we
that
see-
note say don't do that?
Note said don't.
don't try to find him.
It didn't say anything about not trying to contact him.
It's
I mean, spirit of message, but yeah.
So, as you all are debating your options, before we end the session for the night, I'd like to tell you some options that you have. So, you all have 4 days before the dragons arrive. If you spend 3 of those 4 days training, you can gain 1 level before the dragons arrive.
Yo.
Okay, I mean, that's good.
Otherwise, whatever plans you make or have prepared so far are yours to do. However, that is a story for another time.
You know, before we do that, Michael, I would like to tell you some options that you have. You have the option. You have the option to get a crazy 65% off the hottest eyewear brands, GlassesUSA.com.
Did you say 65%?
65%. You can get 65% off of your glasses, your sunglasses, your fashionable, the big one, the ones with the big, like, yeah, those. You can go get those at GlassesUSA.com. They've got, like we talked about earlier, they got the blue light filtering. 95% of blue light, harmful blue light, gets filtered. They've eco-friendly, 100% sustainable. Donate $5 every pair that you get to the Ocean Cleanup Foundation. You can get mirror lenses on your shit if you get sunglasses. So yeah, try them out. GlassesUSA.com.
What do we have to do to get that 65% off?
Oh, you can just use our code !glasses.
And our that's the command in chat. So
Yeah!
in order to get the discount, you have to use both our link, which is in chat right now, and the code exclusive 65 at checkout.
Beautiful.
All right, everyone.
EEAUT-ful.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the stream tonight. Don't forget to follow us if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and listen to our podcast if you missed any or all of the session tonight. I took Jack's announcement, but I decided I should mention it anyway. Thank you to all of our role players for tuning in tonight. It's been an absolutely real nice time. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Alphasago, our Tiefling Warlock.
Woo-hoo. It's storming right now, so I'm real nervous, but I had a lot of fun. So glad I upgraded, and I'm ready to fight.
Yo, let's go.
Go ahead and take it over, Tyler.
So tonight was exciting. We got to do a lot of fun things. It's crazy. They say this is a role-playing game, but I feel like we never role-play. All that being said, it was very fun. I'm very excited to go fight some fucking dragons, especially now that we got 2 Shadas, or we're about to have 2 Shadas. And with that, I'm gonna kick it over to Shada number 1.
Yeah, this is a crazy. It was a crazy session, even though we didn't get any combat in, which I am extremely excited for. I'm especially wondering on how the Dragon Sling Blade works against Veskar.
Yeah,
Because if it works against him, that means we have 2 of his weaknesses at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a little bit crazy. It's like, what? Tyler's playing Ember and Flint. I'm playing Shada and Shada now. You know?
Jack is playing Jack and Zark.
It's pretty crazy. I am very excited. I'm wondering what Hughes up to specifically. I'm looking at you, Zen. I'm not gonna pry, but I'll be giving you some stares when I see you in person.
I.
Catch me in class tomorrow.
literally. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Like even though things have been heating up for a long time, like it's really coming to the boiling point, right? It's great.
We are right there, man. We are right there.
Yeah, I would pass it to Shada number 2, but he hasn't been created yet.
Oh,
4 more in-game hours.
Yeah,
we got this.
Game hours. With that, I will actually pass it to the man, the myth, the legend, the element of surprise, Midnight Jack, our half-elf rogue warlock.
Hey, well, this was a pleasure as always. Lots of build up. It's like episode 2, a big build up before the boss battle. Very excited about getting a lot of plans underway. Very excited about having a plan. And as ever, delighted by the roleplay. Thank you, everyone.
The quiet before the storm.
So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Zark. Thanks, Zark. Well said. So I'm going to... and he's going to pass it over to... Kuzescu, I believe, or Sam?
Hughes. Oh, guys, it's all coming together. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You're good.
Next
You're
session.
about to get your ass reamed.
Oh.
Just so you know.
The tentacle rod.
With the tentacle rod.
The final fights are coming up. It's the grand conclusion of Prestige Encounters. I am more excited than I have ever been. It's gonna be great. But with that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to Sam Thornton.
Mm-hmm. It's still starting to feel real to me that like it's the grand finale coming up. A little bit weird.
You got a ring of wishes now, man.
I have a ring of wishes. What will I wish for? I will literally be like, I'm probably going to trade, but I will literally be 1 level for being able to just cast wish myself.
I know, right? Same.
Like that. I'm kind of excited though, because like I was kind of half expecting within the 5 days we had, Kuzescu would have a moment to just do certain things. But That's not gonna happen, and it's gonna create a great character moment. And I will pass that off to Kelvin.
We gave you that tentacle rod. What more do you want, man?
Oh, definitely.
Certain things. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. As always, it's been a pleasure. Hope you all have a good night. And I'll kick it back to our Dungeon Master, Salkos.
Thanks so much, Kelvin. It has been a pleasure being the Dungeon Master for session 104. Thank you to everyone who has been a player so far, either from the beginning or now. It doesn't matter which. Thank you to everyone who's been watching our stream. When we get all big and famous, you get to be one of those pretentious people that say, I knew about them first. So it's fantastic to have you here every week. So thank you to everyone. I have nothing else to say other than what I say every time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.